Hello and welcome to a very special Shares a Waffle. Now, for regular listeners and viewers, you may recognise the guests we have with us today. They've all appeared individually on previous shows, and we've all had so much fun. We actually decided to invite them back to share another waffle, but all at the same time. What have we let ourselves in for? That's the only thing I'm going to say. So before we begin, good evening, guys. It's a pleasure to see you tonight. We've got Ben, we've got Sammie, we've got Claire. I hope you're all right.
Yes, looking good, John. Looking dapper today. So you are.
Thank you.
Very swish.
Yeah, I think it works for the podcast very well. It's those people listening on the podcast who've got no idea what I'm wearing whatsoever. But hey,
unless they're watching on YouTube,
I do try.
We best not talk about it.
Anyway, we digress. We haven't even started yet. Goodness. This is, and I do warn listeners, we're going to digress a whole lot more as time progresses. So stick with us. This is going to be absolutely one of the most fun episodes that you will listen to. So no pressure there, guys.
None.
So a huge welcome once more to the now legendary Afterhours team. That is Jason, Carlos, and Collin. And it's so good to see you all again. And as always, thank you so much for joining us.
You asked for this.
Yes.
I remember that.
Are you ready?
Last words, I mean.
Are you ready?
This is going to be fun.
Mean.
yeah.
It's really good to be with you here.
It is. And I'm so excited to be invited to talk about all the special things and a celebration of all things Disney, but mostly Epcot's World Showcase. So I'm super thrilled about today.
And you wonder why he gets invited back anywhere.
Yes.
Just banished is what it should be.
So has anything changed since the last time we had any of you on?
Jason's shirt.
I changed. Yeah, I did. Well, so
Finally.
my shirt. I wore this. I wore this in honor, in celebration of Claire's upcoming trip to Aulani, to Hawaii. So I thought that would be fun to wear something, Moana and kind of tropical style.
Did that come from Aulani? You've been.
This one actually. This one.
You can't tell from your other 50 Hawaiian shirts.
So, you looking forward to that trip, Claire? You said.
Yeah, thanks. We have actually now postponed it until 2022.
Oh.
That's a shame. Now you
Isn't
feel bad,
it?
but
This is awkward.
That's a little... Should I change?
not right now, please.
Yes, please.
Make sure you turn your camera off first.
I wanted to send tropical vibes in any event
Thank you.
because it's like it's a beautiful day here in Walt Disney World. It's like 84 degrees. It's a little
Just kick him out, please, Ben.
Unseasonably warm. And I wish you all were here with
Where's
me.
the eject
It's even
button?
like 60 here in Kentucky, which is
Now-
rare. Like,
You're bringing Peter vibes because Peter always has very interesting shirts. So you're bringing Peter vibes to the group.
there you
I
go.
always
Here-
liked him.
Yeah.
Here
He's
in
here in
Miami, we're
spirit.
close to 90.
Right, since we've already chatted to you all, right, and you've already encountered our infamous carousel of questions, today we thought we could try something a little different instead.
Ooh.
Now, I'm going to ask you each a series of questions, but you are going to tell me what you think your chosen waffler will give as their answer.
Oh, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I have dibs on Jason. I think I know him better than any of you.
so the first thing you need to do is you need to think of a waffler that you would like to choose. So I'm going to start with Carlos. Who would you like to choose as your prospective correct answer person?
That was like
the one
villain.
that I will guess, or the one have to guess me?
No, you
You
have
have
to
to
guess.
guess. You're guessing them.
I will go for Collin.
Oh,
don't
no,
think
you've got
that's
to
wrong,
choose between
No,
me,
he's
Claire,
one of
John, or
us.
me.
No, from you. Oh, no, Claire.
Collin,
I'm thinking John. I'm thinking you. Because I think we think a lot alike in some ways, but I'm going to probably regret that in about 5 minutes.
The problem is I'd not even prepared any answers, so
Exactly.
this could go horribly wrong for me
This could be bad.
as much as it could for
I
you.
changed my answer. I'll take Ben.
You think I'm prepared?
We'll see how it goes.
And Jason.
Well, I have to pick Sammie. She's my favorite. Oh, did I say that out
Okay.
loud?
She doesn't feel that way about you.
No, but
And
I
I'm
don't
a
want to
ve-
leave,
I'm
I don't want
very
to leave Ben
simple.
out either. This is an unfair number. Like so maybe I should get Sammie and Ben.
Well, I'll tell you what. If
My
Collin
other favorite.
if Collin goes with Ben,
I mean, if you
John
make
Collins.
questions, I mean,
it will allow me. It will allow me to just concentrate on asking the questions,
that'll work. That'll work.
and then I can actually be the person who then decides who's actually making their answers up and not being honest. That's fine.
So always Jason.
Because I'm a bit like that. You have to be.
You've
You
seen
have to be aware
Afterhours.
of these. Yeah, you have to be aware of these competitive people that just aim to win at all costs. You
Man,
know,
I'm counting on you to cheat for us.
Some of these questions may have been asked in previous shows.
Okay.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
So here we go. What is the favourite attraction of your chosen waffler?
Oh.
And we'll start with Jason.
Well, it ain't anything in World Showcase, I can tell you that. I can tell you that much.
What on earth makes you think that?
Well, you kind of have to go into World Showcase to enjoy the attractions of World Showcase.
After
So there's
been
that.
there a few times.
So I feel like I have an advantage there. That really narrows it down.
Narrows it down, yeah.
How do I not really know this? So now I'm thinking about you, and if you like chicken nuggets, therefore you may actually not be attracted to attractions with the chicken exit. So
Starlight Cafe.
therefore, I think that would put you kind of on a slower pace, although you're feisty, and I think you do kind of like to sing along to things. Oh. I think your favorite attraction is probably in the Magic Kingdom. She blinked once, okay. And that means that your favorite attraction is Dumbo.
That was a terrible guess.
I can't judge my guess.
Does anyone have a favourite attraction that's Dumbo?
Exactly, that's my point. I mean,
Oh yeah, Dumbo's a fabulous attraction.
there's nobody's favorite.
What's wrong with you?
Dumbo the Death Trap.
Okay, so it's not Dumbo. So that's okay. So do I get a second?
Yeah, we don't get a second.
That's it.
Cheer, I love it.
You have lost.
Look,
Yes.
it's blink once for yes and twice for no.
Okay,
We
sorry.
went through this already.
Then wait, okay. I missed the memo. Right, should I say what my actual favourite now is?
Yeah.
Go on, Sammie.
It's Tower of Terror. Big Thrills.
I
Love
knew
Big
that.
Thrills.
I knew that.
That's my
Jeez,
favorite.
My favorite too.
Well,
Right.
I think I actually may have known that. I think I may have known that. No, see, this is what happens when you see, because you weren't on the episode, the best episode of that so far in the past year of the Great British Mickey Waffle Podcast.
The one with me. The one
You
with
weren't
me. Yeah.
on the one, so I didn't
Couldn't
get
have
to.
been that one with Jason. They banished that one. It probably got pulled from anything I
Yes,
did.
yeah.
It's
You
like
can't have that on there.
Deleted from I.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested because
You're so mean.
there's two of my colleagues who've had complete poker faces throughout that, which is an exceptionally good way of moving it on. And we'll go to Collin next, who's going to try and guess what Ben's favourite
So I'm gonna
attraction
get-
is.
I feel like Ben's kind of a nostalgic like me in some ways, so he's probably going to do something that's a favorite's probably going to be something old school, but I'm going to regret that if that's not true. But look down and to the left if I'm wrong, so I can guess again. I'm going to go with a Magic Kingdom classic. It's a favorite of many people. I'm going to say the People Mover.
It is a classic in Magic
Oh,
Kingdom.
no, that's a no, so I'm going to try again.
That's as close as you got. It's actually Haunted Mansion.
Oh, I was going to say Haunted Mansion. Yeah, Jungle Cruise or People Mover. I'm going to go on the record for that one.
Very close.
Carlos
Oh,
looks nervous.
No,
Yeah,
no,
Carlos. Oh, there's pressure on now.
confident.
Pressure on.
No.
You've got nothing.
You got to
nothing
use
to
nervous.
beat.
Nervous.
So my question is if that's only attraction or could be a show too.
Attraction.
Okay. So I know
See,
that
he's
Claire.
cheating already and asking questions.
No.
This isn't 20 questions.
No. I'm pretty confident that Claire likes Marvel, things like that. So there's nothing that I can bring Marvel to Walt Disney World, to Florida. But even knowing that she likes Marvel and she at least transmit that she's goes to a lot to the novelty. But I think that in that case she will go to something classic, and I will also go to the Magic Kingdom, and I'll place my bets in Peter Pan flights, just because of London. I think I don't know.
You can take the girl out of London, but you can't.
No.
I think I know the answer, and you are so close.
Oh, really?
Go on, Claire. Go on,
He
Claire.
bought himself enough time. He could have thought through that.
No, you were right until you said the ride. So Magic Kingdom, yes. Classic attraction, yes. It's Jungle Cruise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to take credit for that one. Can I get a point for that? 'Cause
You were getting clarified.
You chose the wrong waffler.
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
So, for just for the benefit of our listeners and our viewers, it's a grand total of nil points across the board. There's
Sounds
nothing
like we're doing
We're not
whatsoever.
very
No,
good.
you get better.
Fresh game.
No, it's
Fresh
good.
game.
This is
That's good.
This is.
I was going to
great.
say, it sounds like Eurovision already.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, we're
So-
not part of Europe anymore.
Yeah, we can't
Also,
do
the other
that.
thing we didn't make clear, like, are these all attractions in Walt Disney World?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Right. Question 2. What is the Wafflers' favorite resort?
Ooh.
Oh, crap.
Don't make me go first
Excellent.
again.
Okay, there's well volunteered, Collin. We're going to go to you first.
Oh, here we go.
So,
I
what's
would give you a
Ben's,
clue, but I'm not allowed to.
what's Ben's
No, you can
favorite,
give me a clue. That's
favorite
okay.
resort?
They didn't say any rules on this, so
That's true.
the rules were not identified. I don't. So I'm gonna try to think through this. I want to say it's probably something in the Seven Seas Lagoon. Blink twice if that's a yes. Again, I want to go nostalgic route, but it's going to be one of 3. I have a feeling, but I'm not going to say the 3 because then I can change my answer if I'm wrong. I want to say Polynesian or contemporary, but I'm probably going to go with contemporary. I think I'm wrong though. His
The correct
face tells
answer
me
is
I'm wrong.
Wherever
Is that, is,
Again.
is that your final answer? It's just, it's got
I don't
to that
know.
already,
Is it
isn't
though? I'll let it be the final answer. I'll let it be. It's wrong, but
It's Copper Creek Villas at Wilderness Lodge.
wait, I could have just chose my own favorite answer, and
Oh,
My clue was
overthought
going to
it.
be it's close to your favorite.
I overthought it.
Would you have accepted Wilderness Lodge?
Or Boulder Ridge,
Yes.
because that's like
Yeah.
attached.
Make sure, because that's what I would have said.
Yeah.
I should have just trusted my gut and went with my own answer.
yeah, close.
This is home.
It
Go
is.
on then, Carlos.
This is
Tell us what you think Claire's favorite
I
resort is.
would, so that will go again to the classic site. It is on the Seven Seas Lagoon. I'm not thinking about Polynesian and I'm thinking about contemporary, but actually, because it suits Claire very well, it is the Grand Floridian, the Disney's Grand Floridian. I think that she is her favorite resort. Yes,
Thank
I think
you.
that's the one.
But
So
no.
somehow, somebody's going to score a point even though he got it wrong. This is not fair. This doesn't work. This is not how it works.
Thank you, like you got it right, and you said, but no.
It's like insulting somebody with a smile. Like, no.
No, it's Wilderness Lodge.
Oh my gosh, I was about.
I'm noticing a
Oh.
trend here, Jason. You might have an upper hand on this guess. Oh, no. She gave him help here. No.
I know it's not. The question is, which of the 2 that I'm thinking is Sammie's favorite? Because I believe it's kind of. I think it is now a Skyliner resort.
He's trying desperately. He's
I'm
trying
just
desperately.
trying to go based on
Stuff
where
is-
I know she's been.
Yeah.
Like I think I don't
He's
know
talking
why it
through
would
it
be
to
a
see the
favorite.
response. I know how you work.
Okay, so how about this? Let me ask one question since we did ask a clarifying question earlier. Is this favorite resort somewhere where you stay, or some just resort which you like? So it's not okay. So it's not a Skyliner resort then.
It's not 20 questions. We've been over this.
Yes.
Well, I just wanted to make sure because I know a little bit about Sammie, so like I wanted to make sure that.
If it's Wilderness Lodge, I'm going to lose my mind.
I don't think it is. I think it's Boardwalk. Is it Boardwalk?
It's
Am I close?
not,
Is it on
but
Crescent Lake?
It's literally been already mentioned twice by the
No,
other
it's
two.
not Wilderness.
No, it's Polynesian.
Oh, but they didn't. Oh, I was gonna go with Polynesian.
It's
But you
Polynesian.
You didn't
But
give
you
me any like.
You didn't.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not allowed to give you any clues.
But you have stated Pop
Pop and Art of
and
Animation
Art of Animation.
are my
Right, I know
two
these
like
things.
other
See, I know
favorites.
these things, but I didn't. Okay.
But like number
You're
one
still wrong,
favorite would be Polly.
I'm more impressed that Jason's done his homework on you, Sammie. That's it.
I've listened
Me
to
and
the
Jason are like
podcast.
best. Me and Jason are besties.
You listen to the podcast, you learn a thing or two. I just don't remember
Exactly.
ever saying anything about Polly. Okay.
Right, come on, let's go to question 3. Which restaurant is the top of their ADR list?
You're so mean,
And-
though.
That's the thing. Fair. Counter service doesn't count.
No, restaurant. I will start
ADR.
with Carla.
ADR.
ADR.
Oh my
Advanced
gosh.
dining reservation.
No,
I'm
but
trying to think
I'm
of
just
what-
apologizing in advance.
Yeah, let's
It's like,
go on. Let's start
that's
with
hard.
let's start with Jason. Go on.
Well, all of the so any restaurant, any Disney restaurant pretty much has chicken nuggets on their children's menu, right? So you,
No.
Chef Mickey?
No, it would be breakfast at Tusker House.
How I had breakfast? No,
That's true.
Tusker House breakfast. Really? What do you order at Tusker House breakfast?
That's the only
It's
meal
a
I'm
buffet. It's
eating.
the buffet, so I just go up and take whatever I like.
What do you get?
Like bacon, toast, breakfast potatoes, and the jungle juice.
All the exotic stuff.
Jungle juice.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly. All the good stuff.
And you give me a hard time, Jason.
I mean, I feel like well, that's what I was thinking. I was like ADR, like where would they have? Because I mean, you can get some bacon and toast, and I mean, I thought maybe
Everywhere
pancakes you
at
throw in there
breakfast.
too. But like that's why Chef Mickey would be a good choice too. But
Yeah,
anyway,
There
all
you
right.
go.
close.
You're still wrong.
Close.
But I'm wrong for the right reasons,
Yeah.
so that's okay.
It doesn't get you a point.
No, it doesn't. See, Ben's on my side. There you go.
Go on, Carlos.
If you
Tell
could
us
just
where.
help cheat for me,
tell
would be
us-
in better.
Tell us where Claire's going to meet Carlos. Go on.
Oh my gosh, that's difficult because I would not go to the regular ones in World Showcase because I think that there are several options that are close to you guys that and then Claire will go through something different, but could be something Mexican too. Well, but I'm thinking in a resort. I'm thinking on a resort, and could be the Wave in Disney's Contemporary Resort. I will go for that because I think that Claire is watching us a lot in the after hours. Could be at the top, even could be at the top of the ADR, even not being there.
Well, that's true. It could be, but it isn't.
Oh.
So
I think it's the Wave.
interestingly, it is on my ADR list, but only because someone keeps bitching at me about the fact I've never been. So the place at the top of my list is Chef Art Smith's Homecoming for brunch.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good plan.
That's the move.
Wow.
It's a really specific answer too. I like it.
Brunch.
Mm-hmm.
Typical Floridian,
But yeah, no,
Floridian food.
the wave may be on the list because somebody just keeps moaning, telling me I'm wrong. Apparently, 'cause
Lunch.
I've never been.
Lunch.
And you know one thing, it is one of the most difficult ADRs now. And whenever I
They take
try,
walk-ups, though.
yeah, whenever I try, I cannot get it.
Wave?
No, the
Don't be so silly, Jason.
Homecoming is hard. Yeah, but the walk up's always the best option. Do they do open tables too? Are we allowed to talk about that?
No, they don't.
Okay.
No.
Secrets are no fun.
Got away with that. Go on then, Collin. What about Ben?
All right, somebody's got to say this because, I mean, it's UK Pavilion. I mean, somebody has to say Rose and Crown, even if it's not the correct answer. It's just the logical answer, and that's what I'm going with.
Okay, it's the Wave.
Oh, you're kidding me.
It's the Wave. Always had the Wave breakfast. Once try the lunch, but it's
Don't do the breakfast right now.
No.
No.
We only did it when they had the buffet years ago.
Yeah, it's not a buffet, and it's limited menu, and it's just going to be a disappointment. There's nothing wrong with it in terms of like the quality. It's just not. It's not anything close to what it was.
Yeah, we were just saying the other night, lunch is definitely the play there right now.
If you're staying at the Contemporary, or you want to have a breakfast in the Contemporary, I would go to Chef Mickey's for breakfast. It's a good deal. Actually, it's a lower cost right now than it had traditionally been, and it's served family style. So they just bring all the food. You don't even have to get up.
Sounds perfect.
But then,
you know how Jason feels about lines.
they are totally right when they say about lunch. Lunch is great there.
It's really good.
But because you have to remember, there's some modern cultures that like late night dining. And
I wonder what culture that is, Carlos.
Brazilians, for example. And so that is a really good option for late night dining too. And the dinner menu at the Wave is amazing. So, for instance, after park. No, but we went there twice for dinner.
Yeah, but late night. I mean, we were there at 8 p.m. I wouldn't consider that late. I mean, maybe to folks in Britain, that's late night. But
it wasn't 11 p.m. Three Bridges when I got off the airplane.
My move. That's right. That's the move. The late night move right now. It used to be the Wave. It used to be the Wave because you could go there up until midnight. But now it's Three Bridges because you can get really good. You can order off the menu. You can go there at 11:30 at night and.
I'm not. You know, it is right now. It is my favorite place. Three Bridges. It is my favorite place, period. It is perfect. Really? It's great. Yeah.
Well, we've been derailed again.
Now I'm just thinking about food. That's great.
I think that's really useful, though, you know, just sort of the way things are at the moment and actually having that knowledge that you guys have got as to where the differences are, you know, with a view to sort of forward planning as well. And hopefully we get to that stage where everything reopens back to the way and back to the menus that we were, you know, we'd grown to love.
It's getting much closer
previously. Yeah.
But that's a very important to mention because many things that we're evaluating right now will change because most of the restaurants needed to adapt to the situation right now, in particular to adapt to reach a different audience and a broader audience. So places like, for instance, I repeated a lot that is the Blue Zoo, the Blue Zoo at the Walt Disney's Dolphin is totally different right now. It's amazing.
Their hours are shifting a lot too,
and it's totally
almost
different.
Everything at Swan and Dolphins that way at the moment.
Yeah.
The only one that I can say that I had an experience that it's not that I'm saying the other ones are bad, but that's one that got better after the whole closing, and it is Chef de France. Chef de France surprised me really, really good. It was amazing.
I still think one of the best meals available right now, as far as full menu, is Boathouse. The atmosphere is great. I wasn't a Boathouse fan at one point, but there's a lot of good things on that menu, and it's pretty elaborate compared to a lot of the shortened menus.
Yeah,
we've had
Cheesecake Factory.
Love the Boathouse.
We've had 5 ADRs for Chef de France, but every time we've gone, we've cancelled it.
I've had at least 3. Same here. It seems like something else pops up, and I just don't end up going.
I need to try it again because it's been way too long.
We actually had 2.
Well, you got
2-3 really good experiences there.
You got an invitation to go with me and Pedro, and you declined.
Yeah, that's because some people have to work.
And then Jason makes us go to the Mexico Pavilion.
He's like, "Hey, I just finished the lunch break," and he's like, "Hey, come to lunch with Pedro." I'm like, "Dude, I gotta go work." I'd like this like roomy schedule, like some I don't know, like work.
How did I know that talking about food was going to slow the whole process down?
You act like you're surprised. I mean,
yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I knew very well it was going to be this. Right, let's crack on because there's some fabulous questions, and it's still an epic.
We
draw
still
at the
haven't
moment.
gotten anything right.
There is no points, and no points are straight across the board. So the next few questions, actually, I think there's a big opportunity here, guys. So up the game. Let's see where we go. Question 4. Tell me the character with whom each of your wafflers most identifies.
Do I go first?
This is delicate territory, too.
This is so easy. This is so easy.
So we're all friends.
Answer?
Here,
Can I
it's
just
fine.
answer? Because I know I'm going to be
Jason,
right.
this isn't fair.
No.
Go on,
not
Jason.
easy.
It's
Go on,
totally
Jason.
Frozone from. I'm just kidding. Totally. It's Merida. Of course, it's Merida.
I'm gonna give you it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I
no,
didn't
no,
even need the shirt. Come on, listen to her.
Okay, Ben, yours has to be your short, too. That's the only answer. That's the only possible answer today.
Yeah.
She's Scottish. I have to identify with her the most.
For Claire, well, let me think. Claire, you know what? I'm no. She's sweet. She has a lot of humor. I think is Belle.
Oh, I like that. It's not right, but I like it.
That's the second time she's done that to you, Carlos.
You're so politely wrong.
I like it, but it's not right.
Still wrong.
You're gonna be annoyed when I tell you, Carlos, because my handle on a number of social media outlets gives it away is Tinkerbell.
Oh, Tinkerbell. Oh.
Yeah.
No, we cannot talk about Tinkerbell. We cannot talk about. There are two things that we cannot talk about. This
I just bought you a Tinkerbell.
I know.
His bass fishing, the other one.
No, it's bass fishing. No, three things. Bass fishing, Tinkerbell, and
Jessica Rabbit.
no, the Jessica Rabbit. Yeah. I cannot talk.
That's Ben's favorite character.
Can I clarify something with this question?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to include Marvel and Star Wars? Because we didn't
Yeah.
specify character.
You can clarify for me. That's okay.
You like. I just wrote the questions. You make up the rules. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Sure, let's do that. There you
Why
go. You got a
not?
clue.
Why
Colin.
not?
So
Why
now
not?
he still doesn't know his answer, though. Is the thing. Oh, gosh.
And I was this character a few months ago.
Oh, he's giving me
Oh,
hints.
That's
good
major
clue.
cheating hints, man.
Oh, so it's Marvel. I'm going to
I
guess.
can't even remember who you were.
I can't either. Is the
I
problem?
can.
I'll just tell you, I wasn't Black Widow.
They did a whole show. He was dressed
They
like
did,
this
I
the
remember.
whole show.
I
the
I
whole
remember
show.
somebody had a mask too, and took the mask. I don't remember if it was him or if it was John.
It was me. In fact, it was both of us. Both of us, wasn't it, man?
Yeah.
That narrows it down a little bit.
No expenses spared by Ben and I in that show. I hasten to add.
I even bought a T-shirt as well.
I want to say Iron Man, but I think I've got the wrong person.
It is Iron Man.
Yes, I finally got one right.
He just guessed.
Taking the
He
lead.
just guessed.
Taking the lead. I remember something.
Well,
Yeah.
I need a little credit.
after all that help, it was easy.
It still counts.
I would also add as well, Colin, it's the joint lead because
There
actually
you
Jason did get married.
Oh,
Thank you, John.
So there we go. I just because
That helped, though.
I'm still skeptical as to the three of your counting skills when you're playing golf as well round the fairways. Just put me down for a 5.
It was
right
a
there.
26. And it was
Put me down for a 5.
And we might have more in store for that
Turn
one
the
coming up
camera.
here.
Yes. Wait for it.
Wait,
That's
there's more.
There's more.
At least it doesn't require a helmet this time. It's not.
You don't stand in front of
Now-
Carlos.
I will be full gear. Be prepared.
You're
Alright, that's
swinging
it, you
for
see.
the trees.
Oh goodness. Yeah, but yeah, that's another one. I think we've got certain wafflers who will challenge you all to around the fairways course. My son included, because he's beaten me the past 2 occasions we've been around there, and we're mightily competitive, I must admit.
Better at full scale golf than I am miniature golf. I'm just putting that disclaimer out there.
That's fine, Collin.
Much.
I am too, which is actually saying a hell of a lot because my golf's appalling. Right, here we go. Carlos, this is your big chance. I'm going to let you go first on the next question. So, this could be a really important question. Do they prefer Marvel, Star Wars, or Pixar?
I think I got it. I think I got it right because I many times I saw.
You haven't answered yet. How can you get it right?
Yeah, I saw Claire relating to Marvel, and I think it's Marvel.
Yes, it is Marvel.
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, you're on the board. You're on the board. Excellent.
With no help. With no help.
No.
No T-shirt. No T-shirt.
Exactly.
Go on, Jason. Tell us.
This is hard. This is going to be embarrassing because
not
you
wearing
guys
a shirt
talked
for
about
this
this. You talked about this on a podcast episode because you covered movies. You talked about movies and films, your favorite Disney films, and I remember. Oh, I can't remember what.
It's not like you not to remember stuff.
Who invited Claire?
You'd be accused of putting him off.
I'm gonna say Pixar.
Yeah, I think it would probably be Pixar.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's not an effective answer.
Although I love all of those, love. So it's so hard for me to choose. So
you don't have to explain it. You just
and I'm just because the love of my life is in Marvel, so it's hard for me to not pick Marvel because love of my life, Tom Holland, is there.
I know. You
is he really? We'd never heard.
Hopefully that's not question 6.
Never mentioned
is this the last question? Because I'm hoping that question 6 is going to be who's your favorite Marvel character. Although I knew it because anyway.
I can't stop talking about him. Really.
Exactly.
It's a sickness.
But you never mentioned it before.
Yes, she has. All the time. Oh, you're joking. You're being sarcastic. It's that British sarcasm.
That's British sarcasm.
I got it.
So Collin, all the
pressure is on. Yeah,
I'm done.
Pressure's on.
Well, Ben, if this is the wrong answer, just nod your head yes. Okay, I'm going with Marvel because it's only the logical answer right now. But I'm afraid it's Star Wars. But I'm going with Marvel.
It is Marvel.
Yes.
But only more recently.
We got
Marvel.
it. We got it.
Used to be
Today we're redeeming ourselves.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. And then we throw the curveball question.
Oh, of course.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Tell us which princess they like the most.
Oh.
Well,
can I answer first? Because there's only one right answer to this question.
Go on, Collin. Go on.
Really?
Yeah, go on.
The answer is always Belle. It's always Belle.
No.
You're supposed to nod your head in the other direction, not left, right, up and down only.
For those people who are listening to the podcast, Ben shook his head.
Yeah.
Just for the record. To which point Colin's drawing in daggers with his eyes. Doesn't make good for great listening, but hey, they'll start scrapping in the car park later.
We
need to enable audio description.
Yeah.
So the audio description.
What is the answer, though? I have to ask.
It's Rapunzel.
Oh, really?
That's obscure.
Surprising. How was I supposed to guess that?
Yeah, that's obviously even as the quizmaster, I wouldn't have got that one either, Collin. So there you go.
See, at least I get a little break there.
Yeah. Go on, Carlos. Tell us what you think of Claire's.
Well,
Tinkerbell doesn't count.
No, Tinkerbell doesn't count, and I think I already know that it's not Belle. So I would say Ariel. Is it Ariel? Yeah. Can I consider? Yeah, she's a princess. Yeah, Ariel. I'll go with Ariel. No,
it's not Ariel. No, it is also Rapunzel.
There we go. Go on, Jason.
Correct answer.
Jason.
Well, I feel like if I go by the Wilderness Lodge standards,
Yeah.
although it wasn't Wilderness Lodge, it was close.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's either Rapunzel or it's Ariel. I know that.
No, don't help him. Don't
No,
help him.
yeah.
I'm not looking at her. I'm trying to actually not look at her because I don't want to be thrown. I'm
Shake
really
head
bad at
left and
reading.
right.
I'm really bad at
Ben might need to throw
close my
away.
eyes.
Ben will need to throw Sammie out the street.
I mean, I've seen pictures of you with both people. I've seen it. I'm going with Rapunzel.
No, it's Ariel.
Darn it! I knew it was one of those. I think I should get points for knowing my person the most, though. Like, I feel like I've been so close.
Got the most answers right.
I mean, no, but I mean, like, I know she. I
round's not over
Spider-Man. I know that she.
There's
loves
still
it.
time.
To be honest, Jason, I actually think you got away with one when you went with Meredith.
No, I knew
Because
Meredith-
I thought that's where Sammie would have said it had been Ariel. So
Oh no!
I think you've got one for free there.
So
I
she
think
most
that's-
identified.
So
with?
take a point away.
She practically is Meredith.
bit of balance there.
Talking about.
So here we go. This is we're gonna have to. I think we might need a little bit of.
Who's keeping score, by the way?
I am. You're right.
John.
Don't worry.
John is.
So
John's the quiz master.
2 points to Jason,
That's a
to
negative
Collin.
1 for Jason.
and Carlos is on 1.
Oh my gosh.
So it's still all to play for. There's still lots more questions, and we've got a bigger finale than than Sam Eagle could ever sort of wish for. So I hope you're all prepared for that. But I'm not prepared. It might go on a little while yet because the finale is the great 3-hour finale. But hey, we're only on question 7. How many times have they been to a Disney park? Now it's not individual days total. It's vacation trips.
And any Disney park, like Disneyland, Paris, Disney World, Disney or
Okay.
Oh, that's
Everybody has a very
That's an
specific
excellent clarification point. That's
I have.
And it's, are we doing any or just Walt Disney World?
No, any.
Any Disney park.
Total.
any.
I don't even know my own answer to this question.
No, I was thinking the same myself.
I think we're all added up.
So I think what we will do in the way of trying to make this fair, that the person with the closest answer will get 2 points.
Okay.
The person that's the next closest gets 1 point, and the person who's furthest away from the answer, you get nothing. You go home. You go home with you get bus fare home. So
the only way Carlos can win is if he gets it closest.
And I actually think Carlos has possibly got a better chance than anyone. I think So I'm going to.
Carlos.
While Carlos is getting the calculator out,
let me ask a quick. Can I ask a question of my person?
No, don't do that.
Hold on, because it's a fair question. I know that Sammie has been to Disneyland Paris. What I don't know is when was the last time you were in Disneyland Paris?
Wait, are we including all those?
Were you in Disneyland Paris in the past 2 years?
Yeah, come on, man.
No.
Peter.
I'm trying to like put together.
Man, what's your answer to that question?
I have my answer. And we're not counting
Disneyland Paris.
And we're not counting cruises, right? Because she's been on a Disney cruise too. I know. So I think you've been on a Disney cruise. Have you not been on a Disney cruise? Well, good thing we're not counting cruises.
Well, I know Ben's been in the last year. I do know that for sure. So that works in my favor.
Do you want my answer?
Go on.
6.
It's 13.
13? 13?
I've only been to Disneyland Paris twice.
I can't divide 13.
I've only been to Disneyland Paris twice, so the rest has been Florida.
okay.
So
I've been a lot.
You've been to Florida? Really?
11
I don't
times.
think I didn't. Okay.
Oh.
That's a lot more than I expected.
That's interesting.
You've never
to know,
rang
though.
me ever? I don't understand.
Really, you're not as close as you thought you were.
Collin.
I thought
Collin.
Oh, this is a difficult one. I know Ben's been there in the last year, and we're not counting individual days. least I believe it was in the last year. If not, it was close.
No, there's no way he could have been here in the last year.
No, Disneyland Paris.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He's
Yeah,
definitely
it
done
is
that.
true. It is true. I feel like it's a higher number for him. I'm gonna go with like 18.
12.
Oh, it's lower than I thought. Am I closer than Jason though?
You are by
You are.
one.
Yeah, but
It's
you
all
were
that
still-
matters.
you're still- no, it, you didn't get a point. It's not.
Not yet.
This
He's
isn't
Not yet.
horseshoes,
Not yet.
buddy.
It's not over
It's not
yet.
horseshoes.
Carlos
has
Doesn't
to
matter doesn't matter that you got close.
I have. It is
Actually,
so
in this
unfair.
case, it is.
It's not cornhole.
I would not ask Claire, but I have no idea. But I'm trying to bring the idea that due to the fact that Disneyland Paris is close to you guys, and I will not say so close, but it's close enough that probably there are many times there.
Careful, because you're gonna get close to guessing in her age here. I think maybe.
No.
Not recommended.
'Cause
So I
I'm
would
sure
say-
she's gone a lot.
I will say 11.
Well, that we know
Oh
that's
no,
not right.
poor
She's gone like
Carlos.
11 times in 1 year.
In total.
This is Claire we're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
can I take a guess?
Go on.
I'm about to win with this
27.
stuff. 36.
27 is my number.
I know.
53.
I was going to go. I was going to go for 50.
I knew, so it's a little less than your age, but that's still like that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
Where's the
Carlos.
eject? Where's the eject?
You look
button?
great, by the way.
Trying to dig out of that.
I was just like, I'll get you, Coach Jason. Yeah, that's fighting
Oh,
talk.
You're lucky she's on the other side of an ocean.
Yeah.
I'll leave it to your imagination, the gestures that I'm doing.
There's a reason she never shows her hands in these.
Right?
And the saddest thing of all there, though, is the fact that Jason, you ended up with 1 point for that round. Collin had 2 points, and Carlos
0.
0,
You know who it's happening.
unfortunately.
Yeah, but what's
And
total points? It's total points that
And
counts,
if,
John.
but if I was being really unkind, and I know you guys are really unkind to each other, but we're not, because we're British. You see, we got this little bit of decorum.
I'm sure.
So I won't charge you the point for dissing Claire. And me.
You're the one that paid me to say it.
Negative
What are you
seven.
talking
So, yeah. Jason's on 3 points. Colin's on 4. Carlos is on 1. Still all to play for. Tell me, which snack item is a must do for them every visit to Walt Disney
Oh
World?
my gosh.
Oh, there's so many snacks.
Oh my gosh.
Thinking of this is making me
And,
hungry.
No, I'm on diet. I'm on
Talking, John. I
diet.
need you to keep going.
I'm on diet.
Elaboration.
Anything that it comes to food, I will not be thinking straight.
Yeah,
How specific do we need to be?
Very.
pretty much.
Oh.
Pretty much.
What kind of question is that?
Well, like and this isn't my answer, but if I was going to guess cupcake, for example, like you would be a
You didn't have to have a
cupcake.
specific.
You're like a
Yeah. Oh,
what?
come on.
Why did you say?
No,
If I go generic and say like
I was saying
ice
like
cream,
no,
do I
because
get
it would be
all ice
like a
cream?
Butterfinger. Like, anyway, okay.
I'll be going to something sweet. And I'm thinking a specific place for the snack, which is the Magic Kingdom, right there on the Sleepy Hollow, and a funnel cake.
Huh?
That's distinctly American.
Dude, they
I like
hate
that
funnel.
answer.
They hate
They do
funnel
hate it.
cake. They hate funnel cake.
Why?
Have another guess.
I don't know why. But no, he already said it. I know he's wrong. I know he's wrong.
Why? Why they hate funnel cake?
I don't
Why?
know, but they do.
They do. I don't know
They
why.
hate it.
I don't get it.
I listen.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest
Oh, well.
fan here.
Becca's not here, but
Sorry.
she's the one who loves funnel cake.
No, so I'm not changing because I already said it. So
No, it's fine.
I'm fair. I'm
it's
fair.
School bread is my go-to snack
Well, that's a
from
good one.
Norway.
Oh.
From where?
Norway.
Norway
Yeah, Norway.
Pavilion.
I thought she said the wave. At first, like, were you?
No.
Collins.
So who's next? Go on, Colin.
I'm so wrong with this answer. Like, there's so many food options. I'm just gonna go with a classic and hope for the best. I'm gonna say the Mickey ice cream bar.
No.
Okay, now I'm gonna go with a different answer.
See if you can get closer.
I don't think I can. Is the sad thing. Does this answer change a lot for you, just out of curiosity, or is it always kind of a
no?
sweet-
It's become one that I always have every time we go.
Oh, I don't know.
Because for me, it's seasonable. It changes every single week.
That's
Generally,
just
it's a colossal cinnamon roll.
ooh, that's a good one, but I would have never picked that.
Okay. Go on then, Jason.
So this is Jason has a tough job because like there's not a snack item that I must do in every trip, and I'm not a snacker.
So here's the thing. I can tell you what it's not. It's not
Funnel
tater
cake.
tots. It's not tater tots. 'Cause I know you tried those and you did not like tater
How
tots.
can you
True, I
not
wasn't a
like
big
tater?
tater tot fan.
I know it's not funnel.
Someone
I already
watches my
established that.
vlogs.
I know it's not funnel cake. I think. Oh, so it's a Disney thing too, right? Like you can't guess. Like chicken nuggets at McDonald's or something is on Disney property wouldn't count, right? It has to be like okay. So she's like, I would have accepted that answer actually. That's it.
Don't help him.
And can it be a breakfast item? There has to be like
It's
a
a
snack.
snack.
It's a snack. Come on.
Well, I mean,
Well, let him choose a breakfast item because then I'll be wrong.
Wrong. Yeah.
it's gonna be a snack. So it's gonna be a snack, and it's going to be. Hold on. It's a soft pretzel.
That would have been my guess too. I got even credit.
I was like, it's basic. It's like you're
Mickey
not-
Premium Bar.
Oh, it is a premium bar. Oh,
It's simple ice cream.
Do I
like-
No, you don't get credit for that.
just pass off.
I
my
feel like I
answer?
should get half credit for knowing what you wouldn't get.
So Claire, a recommendation for you, as you don't like the funnel cake, go to the Sleepy Hollow and have a spicy chicken waffle.
That sounds amazing. I keep wanting to have that.
That one is, and actually, the one who introduced me to that wonder was a dear friend called Jason Canapp, and it was.
I don't let
really
him
good.
take any credit for it. I will absolutely let you know if you like it.
Okay, thank you.
Was that the time when he
Um,
spilt his drink?
No.
Which
I
time?
was
No, that
I was
wasn't-
not
Which-
close.
Every
I
time you
wanna
go to
sp-
dinner with Jason.
Yeah, it's one of
Right
the
now,
many
walking with a
times.
drink. Sammy, do you drink like Bloody Marys?
No.
Okay. Well, then forget. I won't recommend what I was going to recommend. There's a place you get Bloody Mary with a giant like chicken nugget on top. Anyway,
I can just eat the nugget and like give Claire the booze.
yeah, that would be appropriate. She's like, yeah.
I don't even care.
The texture of tomato juice is not going to happen.
Really?
Oh.
Have you ever had it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did that
It clearly
guess
didn't
I
end
got
well.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
thinking
maybe a
that's
couple
not a
too
good.
many.
I'm a
Not a
bit
good
funny
sound,
about
that.
textures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. There's a story.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on quickly, because the next question is a really, really fantastic question.
Whoop.
Are you sure?
It really is. It's better than all the others.
Oh, okay, let's go. I'm anxious now.
Right. So, as you know, we've had a number of guests on our show.
Easy.
Who has been their favourite guest to interview in the last 12 months?
Not Jason.
Right.
Are we including the After Hours crew?
No,
No, you
Including-
can't. I don't think you can.
Oh, I think we can. I think that would be.
Because the answer is obviously me.
Oh,
This is where I need John. I need John.
This is where Jason's opening up the podcast app and scrolling through to see.
no, you can't pick. We know. So wait,
That's a
I
good
know
idea.
Sammy wasn't on mine.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. I wasn't on any of your
I-
guys, so I couldn't pick you.
To be honest, to make it fair, and so that we can actually carry on with the rest of the show, and you don't feel that little bit inside you that
Not
nobody
me.
voted for you.
You broke my
Let's-
heart.
Let's take you guys out of it, and let's see. Let's
I
see
got
what,
my answer.
yeah.
I think
Oh, really?
I got my answer. if it's not us.
Okay.
And I know that Sammie's there. I mean, I would be the clear choice if Sammie had been allowed to participate in my
I wasn't allowed.
but it is what it is. It's Lou Mangello.
I wasn't on Lou Mangello's show.
Ah, come on. They didn't let you in on any of the good ones, huh?
I know, right?
I will pick Limoncello too.
But
I take the same answer.
you can't pick. I think do I get points for at least introducing a correct episode?
Nope. The wrong answer still, so no points
It's
for
the
you.
wrong answer
Yes.
for Jason.
Yeah. So I got at least I'm out of the one.
Carlos, you definitely got a
Yeah.
point there. Definitely.
You did.
It goes to Collin. Who are you going for with Ben?
Still, I'm going with Lou.
You know, with Lou?
I mean,
Ben?
Lou's a hard guy to beat.
Yeah.
As much as I like to give him crap.
There's someone who come very close, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I know.
It was, yeah. That's it. Oh, it's getting tight. It's getting tight. Here we go. What's it? Jason's got 1, 2, 3. Colin.
What were the correct answers? I don't even think I feel like we know the correct answers.
Well, I thought you did. Yeah.
What was
it? Wasn't you. It
Um,
wasn't you.
I liked everyone that I participated with, but Disney Dan was really fun, really great interview. So Disney Dan for me, and then Lou for them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sammie, if I remember rightly, when we said about the Lou Mangello one, you said, I don't know who he is.
No,
I'm telling him that.
No,
Exactly
no, I
what you
didn't.
said.
I knew who he was, but I don't follow him or anything. Everyone
Right,
knows who Lou
timestamp
here.
Mangello is. Right, let me defend myself.
No. It's
Everyone knows who
indefensible.
Lou Mangello is. I knew who Lou Mangello was, but I wasn't like someone who follows him or is like particularly like,
I
oh my
can't say I
goodness, Lou
blame you.
Mangello. So,
He's not as
What's
nice.
a shovel?
I knew it. These are liars.
I've got a shovel here. Do you want it?
Yeah.
I did know who Lou is.
He can be quite mean when he wants to be. Just ask me.
But yeah, I wasn't. Everyone else was like much more excited, so I gave them I stepped aside to let them have the joys of Lou's interview.
It was a random act of kindness.
Exactly, Colin. You could call me a saint, in fact.
That's over egg in the basket, isn't
I
it?
think she may need to borrow that shovel.
It again.
The next question's quite a good one.
I like this one.
Oh, no,
So-
it wasn't.
The next bit you need to. I was going to see even. I was going to say you need to guess, and I think it is just going to be a wild guess. Which is their favorite after hours segment?
Oh,
And I'm going to start with Jason again.
Well, this assumes
Tell
that
us.
she watches After Hours.
I do when I'm awake.
So that one time.
That was a cover of an answer right there.
Yeah.
So that one time.
I watched them back. Don't be silly.
Mhm.
yes, and I know that.
Well, it's got to be. I mean, it's yours and my favorites. What's that sound? Is her favorite. part.
That
Is
is
her favorite.
correct.
Thank you.
Point there. Go on then, Colin. Tell us what Ben's favourite segment is.
I want to say what's that sound, but I know Ben's not a huge fan of what's that sound.
I'm rubbish at that one.
Warm-blooded person. I mean,
I want to say top 3, just because it's more informative, and that sounds like something Ben would go for, but we'll see. Again, I'm probably wrong, but I have a commanding lead at this point, so I don't really care.
do I get to guess? Do I get to guess
It's
what
like-
his favorite
It's
is?
like
now?
a,
'Cause
it's
I know
like a
that's
free
wrong.
hit, isn't it? It's a free
Go on
hit.
and have a guess, Jason.
I think it's Crop Factor.
No,
No, okay. Oh, there you
it's
go.
top 10.
Now I'm double
Top
disappointed.
10.
Top 10.
list.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the one that we made fun of Carlos, right?
Do we?
Oh yeah.
Do we need? Can we include the newest ones?
Why not?
Well, it's not.
Yeah.
You can't. No. That's a tell. No. You
yeah,
can't.
that's what I'm
He's
thinking.
trying. He's
Says
searching
the
for
king
points
of
here.
tales.
That's a tell.
You know, I remember that for many times. Claire already mentioned about sound effects, and the one segment that we do sound effects a lot. It is
What's that sound?
the top 10
10.
list. Yes,
Absolutely.
and,
Wow.
and I
Yeah.
got
Here I thought
it.
it was. Here I thought it was always the closing.
I
Actually,
got
like
it.
I love
We're
it.
even now. We're even. I'm even with Jason. Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think you're still one behind Jason, actually.
Now,
Not long.
as it stands, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jason has 4. Collin has 5. Carlos
We can
coming
stop
fast
now.
up on fast on the rails with 3.
But don't you think that bringing a card with the right answer could
I
add
think that's
another
definitely-
extra point? Extra point.
That's just wonderful. That's just wonderful. I've got a whole heap of cards with beer mats from different places in Walt Disney World. That could be the same. Just lying around.
It could all
Coronado
change
Springs
in the,
toaster.
Yeah.
It could
This is
all
it.
change
It's
in the
like Monty
final
Python.
round.
Yeah, the final round, I'm actually going to hand across to my technical expert because
Who's that?
Yeah, that's you, Ben.
Oh, me.
Yeah. Now, I think this
Oh.
possibly
No.
will
Got
be
a
the
guy from
opportunity.
Kentucky, a guy
Yeah.
from Brazil, and Jason.
Well,
We're done for.
I've got this.
Okay.
So, what do you reckon? Do we go for who says it correctly first?
Oh, is wait, is
Correctly
it who,
by
wait,
our
wait, wait, is it who? Wait,
standards,
by the person standards, right? It's by the
Yeah.
person
mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
or the
By
by.
our standard.
By the
You're on
UK
the,
standard.
The
Yeah,
Great
but-
British Mickey
We
Waffle.
guessing
what I
for our
figured.
person?
Okay.
Why not the most exotic one?
That would still be Sammy's. That would still be Sammie. So okay, so what? Let's go. Let's do it. Let's see. Whoever says it first.
Wait, are
the
we
correct
saying
way, I
it
think.
fastest, or are we?
No, you have to
No,
say it
correctly.
Just say it. Just say it
Correctly.
correctly.
In fact, no. I'll tell you what. To make it fair, I'll give you each an opportunity to say it once,
And we vote.
and we say who has the
Yeah, but you
correct.
can't react
pronunciation.
though.
That's
No.
fair.
We won't.
We won't.
Poker.
Poker
Yeah,
face.
Okay.
You got it.
The first word.
Jason.
Why do I have to
know
go
how-
first?
Wait, we're guessing how you say it, right?
Yes.
It's aluminium.
Collin.
I think it's aluminium for you all.
And I will
Carlos.
say aluminium.
That's not right for anyone.
I'm not a minion. The answer is no. I'm not a minion.
Come on, guys. It's not fair.
Oh, Carlos has to win all of these. I'm sorry.
Do you know something? He actually got every bit of the phonemes that were set up in that sort of in the correct order. Go on, guys. We need a vote. Who's winning?
Colin.
Aha.
Why Collin? No offense, Collin.
It was closest to nearly being English.
So it's Jason's though. I thought Jason's was
No.
on as well. No,
Thank you.
I mean,
So
I tried.
There's a weird reason I know the answer to this question. I watch Rick Shields' the golf reviews, and he always refers to clubs as aluminium. So I always,
Correct.
yeah.
How do
There
you
you
really
go.
say it?
Aluminium. Just
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
Oh yeah, I think
as
Colin would
Colin's
get
just
that.
said.
Yeah, I think he gets that.
But mine was the cutest pronunciation.
It was.
Do you know something, Carlos?
100%.
Do you know something? I'll give you half a mark for having.
Yeah, thank
half
you,
a mark.
thank you.
There you go.
I
That's
really
it. I'll put
appreciate
that.
that.
No problem. Yeah, that's good.
That's a
Next
aluminum
one.
here in Kentucky.
Lieutenant.
I'm just gonna go with lieutenant, but that's not right.
Okay, let me take a breath. Lieutenant.
It's lieutenant, right?
Oh.
It's lieutenant.
It's lieutenant.
I've
Yes.
no.
See, I know it as
We don't say
lieutenant.
that here. We
Lieutenant.
don't say
They don't
that
even know
here.
the right answer.
It's lieutenant.
We don't. No, we say lieutenant.
No,
No,
it's
you
lieutenant.
don't.
Yes, we do.
No,
It's lieutenant. Claire and I
Lieutenant.
know. We know.
No, we need to pronounce what is written there. So it's lieutenant. It's not lieutenant.
It's lieutenant.
Definitely
I've
lieutenant.
never said
I'm
lieutenant.
going to go to the Oxford English Dictionary for
reference.
Yeah, please do that.
Please
Yeah.
do.
John, how does John
Clarification.
pronounce it?
I'm gonna go for
John?
lieutenant.
Yeah, lieutenant. That's right.
He's actually a lieutenant.
That's right. That's what I just said.
But it is written lieutenant.
Yeah,
It is written
It's one of the-
lieutenant.
It is.
Yeah, but it's
This is the
definitely
British
lieutenant.
pronunciation. Which
it's
is
one of them really horrible ones. It really is.
I know it's difficult to lose.
Too many U.S. military friends.
Yeah.
Let's go for this one.
Oh, laboratory.
Laboratory.
I was gonna say laboratory.
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 For the UK, at least.
Laboratory.
It's laboratory here.
Laboratory.
Well, I say laboratory.
You're
Laboratory.
wrong again, then. We did.
What is right and what is wrong?
So
I
interestingly,
think we could have a.
my
I think
comment
we
to
could have a
John
great
earlier
one.
was that Sammie can play this game too.
I've been taking English lessons from. I've been taking English lessons from Claire for nearly a year now.
Yeah.
She was born in Scotland. Don't trust
I
me.
was.
I can't say a word without her calling and saying that's wrong again.
And it still amuses me.
Although you did try to describe a beautiful tart last week on your show, which just had us
That was-
absolutely collapsed. I was just
Oh, I did find out
classic.
that does mean something different there.
It does, yeah.
Hey, look, they're not mutually exclusive.
Yes, that
You
was-
could have a beautiful tart with a beautiful tart. That's all I'm
Did
gonna
I
say.
get points for this game then as well?
Yeah, you
So
can
do I get the
points.
point for
You can win
laboratory?
this.
I think, yeah.
You can
I
win the
know
whole
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Laboratory. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go on, Ben. Next one.
Schedule.
Schedule. That one I know.
Schedule? I don't know. I honestly have
Schedule.
no idea.
Schedule.
I think that's
say
for you all,
schedule.
yeah.
It's definitely schedule.
Are you
Schedule.
sure
I
you're
say
not from
schedule.
America?
I think I might be. Take me, please.
Sammie, Scotland's that bad.
Take me to America.
Schedule. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one I know.
So wait, how was the point distribution on that?
Point for everyone.
Okay, this is
Not
advertisement.
Collin.
Not Colin.
Not Collin.
Colin didn't
What?
get
I
a
thought
point.
Colin had it.
This is advertisement.
I was going to say advertisement, but that's just a guess.
I would say advertisement as normal.
That's what I'd say here.
Advertisement.
Advertisement.
Again, I say advertisement. Yeah, I don't even know what I say.
Just say ad.
No.
Did you say
Yeah,
ad?
advert. I just say
She
ad
says,
or advert.
she says pop up.
Keep scrolling.
The
Advert.
in the corner.
Oh, leisure.
Isn't it leisure?
I would say leisure.
Leisure.
It's leisure. Yeah.
Leisure.
Leisure. Yeah, get a point. Leisure.
I don't feel like maybe I shouldn't say them first anymore.
This next one's gonna be.
We're
good.
still getting them wrong. What is the matter?
Go on, last one. Are we doing
I just said this at the beginning of the show.
Oh,
It's
there's a few
mobile.
more.
It's mobile.
Yeah, I think it is mobile.
I would say mobile.
That's that thing that spins.
Mobile.
It's mobile.
Okay.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Yes, another point for Sam.
Oh goodness. Yeah, we got some more.
Oh,
Click.
I want to say clique because you guys do everything differently.
Click. Yeah, click.
Wow,
do have
this one's
that-
hard.
We do have it in Portuguese. It's clicky.
I like
So
that
say
one.
Alright,
click.
yeah,
That doesn't
I'm
make
gonna
any sense.
It's hard. I mean,
better.
I'm gonna have to go with click because I don't know. What is it?
Clique.
Click.
I say-
Oh,
say
click like click.
I say click.
Thank you.
See, I redeemed
We're
myself
both
a little
wrong.
bit there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But,
That's
yeah.
all right. That's all right. Oh.
Semi?
Semi.
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 It's semi.
It's probably
Semi.
semi, but I'm going
Yes.
with semi.
That was bad.
I'm saying semi just to be different, but I think you're right. Yeah. Semi is what
Yeah.
the answer.
I say semi.
So what is it?
Semi.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Semi.
Damn it.
Again, only know that.
Oh, yeah.
Vitamin, I believe.
I would say vitamin.
It's vitamin.
It is vitamin, yes.
Vitamin.
Yeah, well done.
There's one more.
I'm needing a calculator now, guys.
If you're shocked that we got some of
I
these
was
right.
crushed.
John's run out of fingers. John's run
I
out of
was
fingers.
fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the last one.
Oh, come on.
It's Krieg, isn't it? I have
Jason's
no idea.
appalled.
Yeah, what happened
How did
there?
you come up with this list?
This is. I'm gonna have post-traumatic stress over this.
Oh,
This is like.
yeah, I remember now. I remember what
This
you're talking
is-
about. Yeah. Yes, it's a little friend from his childhood. Yeah.
Or not, as the case may be.
How am I supposed to do this? Like, I don't even.
I would say Crag. Jason?
Oh, I'm not going first or second on this
No,
one.
Third.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Wait, we both said it? How did you say
I
it?
said Krieg as a guess.
Okay, that's wrong. What
Yeah,
did
I don't know.
How did Carlos say it?
I can't
Crag.
pronounce this word in my English version.
It's Craig. Craig.
Craig. Craig.
Goodness.
Oh my God, I lost
Jason
sleep over
got
that.
that. Well done.
Well, my goodness. She literally left me a message saying how to pronounce it properly.
I did. I sent a
It was
voice
like a whole
message.
thing.
Oh, goodness.
Whole thing. I have like sweat bullets every time I this.
And the final, do you want to know the final scores? Because it was
Jason
so
caught
close.
up and might have
Oh,
overtaken.
no, I'm
them.
crushed. I'm crushed.
In the bronze medal position with 6.5 points was Carlos. Well done, Carlos.
Yes, but it's the cutest one, as I said.
Absolutely. In second place with
Also
the
known as
silver
first loser.
with the silver medal is Collin.
It was close. It was close.
And Jason, you absolutely came good on the subject. I think
This is a
Claire
PG
possibly
show.
thought you would have struggled with. And you scored 12 points at the end. So
Thank
well
you very
done,
much.
guys. That was superb.
I have been schooled by the best, John.
In other words,
So-
cheated.
Is that what they call it now? Yeah, schooled.
That was fun.
That's a polite way. The polite description is that schooled.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like an educational process.
Yeah. Okay.
You
I'll
have to
go with
break the
that.
person down before you can build them up.
Is that what you've been doing to me for the last year and a half? Where's the build up part?
Yeah.
There's a lot to break down.
Oh dear. Oh, wonderful. No, it was fantastic. Thank you, guys. And we're going to move on because I'm just going to sit in the back seat now. I'm just going to let everyone else do the talking.
Now that there's been finally some announcements about the 50th anniversary, this is a three-parter question. What do you
boy.
think is possibly A, still to be announced or still to come? B, excellent and exactly what we all wanted. And then C, a bit circumspect and all about lining Darth Chapek's pockets.
Well, one of them's really easy to answer.
Which one's that?
But I'm not saying.
I mean,
It's not a quiz. It's just
I was just
it's
writing
a
it. There's no
three-part
point. There's no
question.
points. There's no points,
Yeah.
and there's no right or wrong
No,
answers anymore.
but there's the
No,
little
good.
internet robots are listening.
the one that's like obviously still to come. I mean,
Yes, that is
we
from
need a date for Harmonious, but I mean that's
There's
already
still to come.
announced, but we don't know when it is.
That
So I don't know if that
doesn't-
counts.
Does that count?
Does that
Yes.
count?
Yeah, I think it does because
Yeah,
it
that's
hasn't actually been announced yet when
Oh.
it's starting. So
I'm gonna
are they
regret
going to?
saying this,
And-
but I think the
I do
movement.
wonder though, Colin.
Right.
By the time they actually announce a date for it, are you actually going to be able to see the American Pavilion across the lake?
You
You
can't
know,
see
Oh,
it.
what, those
we're
fountains?
just going to end up. We're just going to end up with
Yeah.
this massive,
Have you
massive.
seen the
sort of-
testing this week in the daytime?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a cloud of water.
People are literally getting wet. I know somebody who actually got wet because the wind. You know, we got wind. The wind was blowing, and then when they were testing the fountain up, people were getting wet over on the UK side. Yeah.
Oh, it's to make us feel at home. That's why.
Yeah.
Instead of getting ash in your
You meant-
ash in your face, like from
It's raining.
from
It's raining in-
eliminations.
It's
It's
raining
early
in the
testing.
UK.
Give them a little
Just
break.
in
but
the
we'll
UK
see.
pavilion, it rains. Perfect.
See, are you going to get more wet walking around World Showcase than you do on Carly River Rapids?
Yeah.
I think for me, I would say Guardians, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Whatever the official word.
There's no date
name
for
is.
that yet, though, is there?
No,
we won't
that's
see
what I'm
that
saying.
till
Like I
next
think
year.
in terms of I don't even remember the
Announcements
darn
to come.
questions anymore, Claire, because you have the three-parter.
That's too many.
no.
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
like what,
simple.
like
More
think
simple.
something that's coming
What's
that we
still
don't
to be
really know
announced?
about, right? Something
What's
we don't
still
know.
to- Yes. What's still to be announced? Do we think? What's great?
Guardians.
And then what's maybe just a little bit frivolous and coining?
I think
Honestly, the Ratatouille move to the date, because we all know that's sitting there about ready. I mean, let's be honest.
it is ready.
They announced it for
They-
spring of this year, and they pushed it so that they could use use it to pull people out of Magic Kingdom on the
They filmed
50th.
families riding through. I mean, so we know
it's
that
ready.
marketing's
They're trying to milk money out of it on the same day and get all the parks full.
I mean, to their credit, like they don't need to draw people in right now. That's the thing.
Right.
So it makes it's rational. It's economically
but their offers,
rational.
their discount offers for the summer beg to differ. So we'll see what the summer brings. And I think they're still going to announce something for the summer just to try to boost some bookings. I have no idea what that might be. I mean,
do you think it's going to be quiet across the summer then?
Possibly. The only thing I could say that might show up to at least get some press would be the Space Restaurant if they ever get it open.
Yep.
I think. Go ahead. Sorry, Carlos.
But there's one thing that nobody's commenting, at least in our space, is that the fact that this week we had a pretty important announcement, and it was from the other side of the road, the other place that we never mentioned the name. And
Denny's?
that now the whole thing
Sizzler on iDrive.
The whole thing with the place in the iDrive, they're announcing that is they're starting back with the construction. That surprised me a little bit that we had cricket so far from Disney. I don't think there's nothing big to announce, but they could. I think they could be preparing something, but I wish at least. But that surprised me.
Yeah, I think they're keeping it quite close to their chest.
I think the thing we haven't heard about that's going to be big, which I don't know what it is, but it's going to be an Animal Kingdom. They're going to do something for the 50th.
Yeah,
and nothing has been on the table publicly about.
They're going to get rid of Dino Land just for you.
Because they're going to want to draw. They're going to want to give people more of a draw away from the other parks too. I think like Epcot's going to be.
They're going to try to fill
Magic
every
Kingdom's
park
going to be
that
slammed.
I mean,
Hollywood Studios already is slammed. Yeah,
and they're still announcing entertainment for Hollywood Studios. I mean, with the overlays and stuff that they're doing at Animal Kingdom, Epcot, really all 4 parks. So,
yeah, I'm thinking something's coming. Not an attraction level thing, but I think something that's unique, something maybe we haven't seen the likes of before.
Didn't they announce recently that Festival of the Lion King's reopening?
Yeah, but I don't think that's
I think
that's for the summer. So I don't think
that will be I don't think that will be the big. I hope that's not a big thing.
I think they'll bring Finding Nemo back for the 50th, not for the 50th, but it will be one of those.
No, but I don't think it will be something like that. It's not a comeback.
It needs to be something new. It's something
new.
Talking
about?
I'm not biting.
What is he talking about?
I'm going to keep swimming. I'll just keep swimming.
What he's talking about?
I think Colin's line about replacing Dino Land with something a little more substantial and a little bit more
they've been
within the
saying
theme.
it for years.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll just do a more of a long-term announcement instead of it being like it'll be for the 50th?
No, I thought we had I mean, didn't we pretty much have a confirmation that we're going to get a Zootopia Land, but it's going to be way off. It's going to be
it's going to be right on the conservation place there.
It's going to be way. It's not going to be anytime soon. It won't be near.
No.
But I think
there's a lot of rumors going around at the minute since Raya and the Last Dragon has released. That might be a good thing to replace Dino Land with.
Well, it certainly would reintroduce. It would reintroduce the mythical creatures idea, and I think that would be brilliant.
Primeval World's already basically it's gone. And Triceratops Bend is an easy one to get out of there, and it's an easy area to retheme quickly because all that stuff's pretty mobile, just by nature of what it is.
I love the idea of using Raya as a sort of kind of coming back to the mythical creatures idea. I think that'd be great.
Especially with like Avatar and stuff being not mythical, obviously, but kind of the fantasy vein. Like it could.
Well, the Avatar 2 is certainly mythical.
And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6.
It's just like
Avatar and the Seed Bearer.
Further and further and further down the line. It's just like
it's like the worst. It's like my mother-in-law painting. Like my mother-in-law like working on the guest room. Like okay, it's been 20 years later.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever release it. It'll be one of those things that just end up straight on Disney Plus if we're lucky.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones though, because actually there'll be that amount of money that is actually already gone into pre-production of this that they can't afford to not have the movie theaters open to actually support it. They will need millions of people going to pay in the cinema, then they'll need the DVD and all of that sort of sales, and then they'll need the Disney Plus sales. It's going to just cost them a fortune, you know.
John, wait until James Cameron also insists that that the theaters be 4D. You know that the only theaters that will deserve to get this are the ones.
Oh, yeah.
And they also need that special projection system that no one has.
Except James Cameron Associates Incorporated.
That cost $40 to see.
Yeah,
George Lucas move.
Just, and I think amongst us, we've got a real sort of. I keep calling him SpongeBob Chapek, and I think Darth Chapek is possibly an even bigger one. You know, do you actually see some of these things that are either in the process of being built, or even some of the things that are planned being permanently shelved because Chapek just decides that we're not going to invest money in the parks, we're just going to go back and we're going to just rely purely on the Disney Plus income, and we're just going to wait until the parks, let's wait 2-3 years? Or do you think that they're going to do it on the cheap? Which, I've spoken to a lot of people and I get a real chip on my shoulder because when Disney do things cheap, it's not good, and it needs redoing in another 3 years' time. So, what are your guys? Tell us
I think we're already seeing a little bit of the effects of that. I mean, look what they've done to the Epcot experience, just in pulling things from it. I don't think you'll see. My thing with Disney is I always try to trust Imagineering until I see it for myself. Yeah. And more often than not, they'll never let you down, but they'll scale back what you expected from the original time. Like when you saw that at D23, did any of us really expect it to look exactly like that when it got to the parks? No. But it got us excited. I think that's the kicker on it. And Jason's shaking his head. So that's
I can't believe you just said they never just like.
I mean, there are some things, but like at least it's good enough usually.
John,
at least for me. Maybe I'm not as picky as Jason.
what I think is that there's not, and I would not point for a specific executive or thing like that, but there's nothing new. We already had in the past situations that we were let down for some decisions, and they then came back around with better things. And I will stick to the positive side, and I wish that. I understand that there are so many things they already promised in the past they would not be able to build, and it was the same thing with Epcot, the whole Epcot experience. But I'm trusting that whatever they're building right now and they will finish will be really great. And one of the things is harmonious. Everything we're seeing, even the negative reactions with all the barges and things like that, the negative reactions are because the thing that they're building there is huge. And you taking that step, something like Disney doing next step in the World Showcase shows a lot of courage. And I have to trust them. Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah. So what I usually say is that let's wait. We're still seeing everything building up. There are some people that believe that you're going to see those barges a little bit down in terms of they will be surfaced a little bit down. There's things that we still need to wait. So there's some room ahead, and let's wait, and then let's judge it when the finish open.
And I think this show is actually quite a bit further off than a lot of people are saying it is. I mean, there was some original speculation that it was going to be here by summer. I mean, we bought into it a little bit, but from what you're seeing, I mean, the testing's nowhere near complete. I mean, nowhere close, to be quite honest. I mean, if water's still getting to parts of the World Showcase, that's not how it's going to end up, most likely, unless something's gone horribly wrong. But there's some screen things that are going on. There's a lot of things that they've just kind of they have an opportunity now to stretch their timeline more than they ever have because they have a good excuse. And I mean, they're Disney; they do what they want to anyway. But I mean, at a certain point, you're going to see things scaled back. I don't think we'll be disappointed in what they end up bringing to the table, but things like Cherry Tree Lane or stuff that was in the original mock-ups, I think you will see fall off.
I think here's my answer.
So
I've been patiently waiting.
Patience
is that I think that there's an internal war happening
That's probably fair.
And I think that, and maybe that's not a fair way to describe it. Like, I don't think there's like overt aggression. I just think there's a battle of ideas that's happening, and I worry. The thing that makes me, there's two things that make me worry from a Imagineering standpoint. Number one is that we have a recent experience, and I know I'm going to take a lot of jokes and stuff from this, but like we have a series of recent experiences where, for whatever reason, Disney has wedged something in on the cheap. And I'm looking at you, Beauty and the Beast sing along, and I'm looking at you, and also like the cancellation of. And I think it's understandable, and I'm not saying it's not. I think it's understandable to know, why they chose to do that in terms of providing something quick. It's a quick solution, right? It's a quick solution. When you do a quick solution, you're not going to get the best result.
It's an easy solution.
It's
probably a short-term solution.
The second thing that worries me is the loss of some really good Imagineering talent.
Yeah.
And Joe Rohde, right? And he's not the only one. We know that there were a lot of other, whether they were layoffs or whether they were people who just decided to walk on their own. It doesn't matter the reason. What matters is that there's a talent drain. All right, so that worries me. Yep. And so then what ends up happening is that it's like whose vision prevails. And what I don't know, and this is for good or for bad, like I don't know what the vision is, because it really hasn't been communicated other than what they set out about for Epcot, and now that's kind of being dialed back, right? So I think it's going to end up being a mix. Actually, I think you're going to end up seeing some more of these quick things because they need to wedge something in. I think you're gonna see some really great stuff, and which is really the fulfillment of things already promised that are finally delivered, right? And I think you're gonna see some hopefully some things that are just shelved for a long time to be built when they can be done properly. And I'm really hoping actually for that last, because I look at this from a long-term perspective. Disney and in the stock, like the market shows, like people believe in the value of Disney. Mm-hmm. Like no one's betting against Disney, and Disney shouldn't bet against Disney. And I think that let's just take care of what we got. Let's enhance. Let's make it beautiful, right? And then let's focus on the long term. Let's focus, even if that means looking at 2030 and saying, okay, what great things can we do? 9 years out. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
Yep, you're right. Hoping for. And even for those ones who are claiming that now Disney is shifting to be a technological company and things like that, I think what happened to the Disney stock in last week with the Disneyland announcement or almost announcement shows that there's a large component on the company value that is still related to the theme parks.
Yeah, right, and there's carryover too. I mean, just look at the announcement that came out this week about you being able to use your phone to get into parks. I mean, I don't see that type of integration of things going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, it's easy entertainment, it's quick entertainment, it's in the palm of your hand. Look what they focused on a lot of the PR material for Galaxy's Edge, with a lot of the games and things that they had focused around your mobile devices. I think that'll be scaled over time. And we already know, I mean, there are rumors out from fairly credible sources that you're going to see some changes in Magic Kingdom. I mean, not in the next year, but quite possibly in the next 4 to 7 years. Yeah. Some fairly sizable changes. I can't elaborate too much, but there are some things at play there.
I'm just looking forward to using my
not going away. Dumbo's not going away.
Yeah, I don't think it's going away.
But we're not talking.
Maybe the other side of the park.
We're not talking about just overlays or.
We're talking big things.
We're talking big things.
I will strap my body to the barrel bridge if I have to prevent anything from being taken away from Tom. So I'm just telling you.
Remember you said that. That's
mark
all I'll
my
say.
word. You heard it here. I will strap my body with whatever it takes to hold me down to the barrels.
So start taking your ropes and strap.
Don't me and Carlos jump on the barrel bridge.
You bet. And I'll be ready to take that picture.
It'll be funny if they redevelop the entire island except for the barrel bridge. And then it'll say Jason's Bridge.
You got a tree. You can also have.
You have tree now.
It'll be like Carl. It'll be like Carl Fredrickson. Like I'll be strapped to the mirror bridge and they'll just develop the thing all around.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, that's brilliant.
No, but do you know something, guys? I really appreciate your honesty and your answers there, because you are far more in tune with what's actually happening now, certainly within the Orlando area, and we're being fed so much misinformation and so much rumor, and we deliberately as a show we ignore rumor.
And that's
so
why we're
much.
careful with what we say to an extent. I mean, there are a lot of rumors floating from, reasonably credible sources. I think that's fair to say, guys. But again, we're not rumor people. So what you're hearing here, there's a reason we're not saying anymore. Because it may not, none of it may play out at all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice to speculate for yourself.
exactly.
So, that'd be nice if they did this, or it'd be nice if they did that. But we don't know more than a lot
There's
of
no
people.
point in playing.
We don't know more than Bob JPEG.
I think it's interesting when you look at what's already come to fruition. So if you look at the acrylic fountain at the front of Epcot, the beautiful new fountain that harps back to the old one. If they do things to the same standard as that, because that's stunning, and I haven't seen it in person, I've just seen a lot of footage of it.
And it's cheap too to do.
And it's getting better by
But
the
it-
day. And
No, it's beautiful. No, I mean that in a good way.
incredible.
It's beautiful. It's well done, and it's also it's inexpensive when you compare it to doing an attraction.
not a $40 million.
Exactly. If they do lots of things like that, I'm going to be happy, because I think it just brings that life and heart back into the park.
But that's the whole thing about this week. When we had someone in the other side of the road, in the dark place, announcing that they're gonna continue they're gonna proceed on the construction of a park.
It's a push.
In our hand, we were just making big news of the new lightning of the Epcot entrance. So that's why what I'm lacking. There's when we're going to come up with something a little bit.
Yeah. And there's
bigger.
always a back and forth there. I mean, it's been there for years. I mean, there's a reason Disney has a multi-day ticket. I think it's cheaper as you go, the more days you spend in the parks. But it's a very good point.
What do you guys think of the new music in the Epcot entrance?
I haven't heard it.
I really like it.
Jason, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything, but I wonder. That's something that I would just like to do the experience live. I don't like to hear recording and things like that.
I wasn't going to sing it to you.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna know it. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna judge that in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm gonna.
Yeah. I'm only going from what I heard from your lunch break show, Jason.
It's great.
And it has that similar Epcot uplift. As you walk into Epcot, you're expecting that musical bit to just sort of pervade as you just sort of immerse yourself within the most beautiful sight of this massive sphere. You've got the fountain and you've got the music, and I could imagine just being stood there to be the most incredible feeling.
There's two pieces I'm not thrilled with, because they're actually they just don't fit, it seems like to me. But every other track is it's this building, the music, each piece builds and it soars, and it's really kind of has that sweeping feeling. It's just a really beautiful track, and it's not. It was also nice to see like most of it's not sourced from Disney material, which also was, I think, a nod back to the original concept. It's really nice.
That's nice.
I think it could have been quite easy for them just to have made sort of Disney soundtracks into that style.
Yeah, and cheaper probably.
Yeah.
Not have to license anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Did we answer all the questions?
No,
All the properness?
That was only the first proper question.
Okay. I don't know. It was like 16 parts.
But that was fabulous, because actually that's what we absolutely love to hear, because we don't get that on the ground sort of feedback, and that's the bit that we as a team we really are desperate to get back in the parks, because we want to start talking about these things ourselves, and knowing that you guys are much closer to it than we are. That was.
Then I won't tell you when I'm going back next.
But no, that was absolutely top notch. No, really enjoyed that. That was a great response to that question. And I know it came back to the Bob Chapek bit, but he's really bugging me big time at the minute. And you know, and I think that's.
I'm sure he means well, but
he's in a difficult. Look, he's in a very difficult position. I get it. And I think it would. I think the one critique that I have that I think is a fair critique is that I just wish there was more sunshine on the decisions and the plans, just in terms of giving us some sense of even just like the discussion, the constraints they're working with. I mean, I feel like it doesn't need to all be so quiet and secret. And so that was one positive about the Ratatouille. I mean, being told when the Ratatouille Adventures date was going to that's actually a step in the right direction, because you saw the reaction. I mean, they just told us that we all thought it was like any day now, right? Mm-hmm. And then they now tell us
made
October
it feel
1st,
like it was any day now,
but
too.
the fan response,
pulled the barrier down.
But the fan response was actually, okay, we have a date, right? People love. That's what I'm talking about. Just trust your fans.
Yeah.
We love you. Like, we just want to be included a little bit in terms of knowing what's coming. That's it. So that would be the one thing I would say. But
I think we'll get a harmonious date sooner or later, but I think it's going to be October as well.
I think so.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's just something they tie in with the 50th.
I think
the testing's going as planned. I think you're right.
And to be fair, yes, I agree with Jason. I think it's such a hard time for us to judge anyone, and we've been
wrong about a lot of things in the last 3 months.
Can you imagine try to come up with decisions during these times? I think is really difficult. So it's unfair to judge. The only thing I like to say is that whenever you mention anything, and that's the message to everybody, particularly to Disney folks, whenever you mention anything about Epcot, never mention that you lack Disney on that.
Yeah,
that is for me. That's something that was truly really strong when I heard.
What I missed. I don't understand. I missed what you're saying.
That we need to bring Disney to Epcot.
Yeah.
That is enough Disney there.
I think it depends on what you mean by bringing Disney to Epcot, because I think I think it's wrong. What I don't like is how, because what we heard when they said that, kind of in the follow-up, was talking about characters and IP and things like that. And I think that if you go back to Walt Disney, the man, Collin, if you go back to Walt Disney, he was the one who came up with the idea for Epcot. Okay, it had nothing to do with characters and carousels and coasters and whatever, right? It had everything to do with celebrating world culture, celebrating technology, celebrating community, educating, commerce, like food, like all of those things that we have come to know and love, and entertainment. And so it's okay. It's not. I'm not one of those people who says no, never have any. We shouldn't have characters. We shouldn't have this. It's not that. It's that. Don't forget that Disney is it's an idea. It's a spirit. It's a feeling. It's like, so if you bring a character into the park, make it fit the original vision for that idea, right? So Disney and Epcot, you can't separate Disney from Epcot. But what you can do is be truer to the spirit of, I think, what it's meant to be. And you can educate and entertain at the same time.
I am totally 100% agree with exactly every word there.
And so
I know,
join me in my letter writing to remove Beauty and the Beast sing-along.
But
I think Claire and I
endure that again.
I think Claire and I shared a very similar rant. And it is totally wrong to suggest that Disney needs to be more at the forefront of Epcot. And we've spent a long time, it's strange we're talking about, we've talked in that past question about sort of 50th anniversary. We keep coming back to Epcot, and Epcot at the moment is basically a building site within That's sort of the whole innovations sort of area.
Until you get
But
to the World
it's
Showcase.
a place that we all really, really care for.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hate for the whole of the educational part of it to be lost amidst trying to find just things that are in every other theme park in the rest of the world. It's what makes Epcot totally unique, was the fact that, you could go and sing veggie, fruit, and so on. Right, it had its day, it moved on. But Epcot, again, evolved into something that was educational, informative, was technological, and it needs to retain that. We don't need characters just put aside like another little ride and stuff like that. It needs to maintain those values that Walt actually envisaged in the very outset.
I think when you look to a modern day attraction that actually strikes a balance, I think Soarin' is a prime example of how you can provide a thrilling experience that is a crowd favorite in a way that actually delivers on that spirit of Epcot, which is celebrating the world, taking people to other places and teaching them, and actually maybe even inspiring people to visit these places. Like, I think that's kind of like the perfect balance.
But the whole of the land pavilion it ties together brilliantly.
Yeah, you're
like
right.
that. But then you go to the Imagination Pavilion, where there is scope for a whole lot of love for Figment, but there is an opportunity there that if the Imagineers really put in some real sort of different ways of doing sort of Epcot, we could end up with something that was what it was intended for in the first place.
And not an execute.
And please no more Captain EO before anybody else.
And hopefully they learn how to move to like a more modular version of these things where you can easily update or remove and interchange things, because that area, I mean, Imagination, it does have a technological component, especially these days, and it needs to be able to keep up with the advancing generations. And so what was imaginative and spectacular 25, 30 years ago is not going to be appropriate. That has nothing to
even
do
when
with,
it all was like relatively redone, when it was ImageWorks. I mean, 20 years ago, it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
You're right.
You still got take a picture, put a little image on it, and then email it to somebody, and that was technology. I mean, I was like 5.
That's why I think that the whole idea with that play pavilion, the whole thing of the black box, it is pretty interesting, because that's going to be the start of something that could be replicated in other places.
absolutely.
I hope it doesn't get shelved.
But there's one thing about Epcot that for me that is, I go a little bit further, I know the educational part is important, the technological part is important, but for me Epcot, most of everything is a congregating place, is a place that I can go without thinking about attractions. I can spend a whole day there just walking and watching people, and that's why there's. I was in D23 when they revealed they presented the statue, the Walt Disney statue for Epcot, and for me that was probably one of the most suitable and perfect statues. Just him there, looking and appreciating, actually looking at the people, to everything around, and that contemplating part of Epcot for me is pretty important, and I hope that never change. And the whole idea of even moving and removing one of the innovations buildings, it's okay for me. I like the idea of the big garden of the festivals there, because it will bring much more of the contemplating part. So that's why I'm still pretty hopeful with the whole thing, that the whole way that Epcot is moving. I'm really hopeful that they're still respecting that contemplating part.
With all of your segments that you come up with, who gets the final say on what makes it and what doesn't?
There really isn't an answer to that.
There's no answer for that.
It's
kind
guys,
of a group decision.
Guys, and that's one thing that is pretty consistent in when we say
we kind of pass it around.
This is the real deal. we do have a really nice, and we had our moments to talk to each other and to say that we don't want to lose this. We're generally, for me, the funniest part, the best part of After Hours is not only have this wonderful audience, but mainly to be with the two of them. So we really enjoy that. So and probably in my whole life is one of the situations that that I never had any problem. That there's no ego problem. We take it really.
We're hard on each other.
Yes, sometimes we're really hard, but
I mean, I think that's the value in it, though. I mean, if one of us has an issue with it, we just keep working on something until we all are pretty much in agreement with it. I mean, we all kind of pass it around when it's at a point where we're excited about it and we're ready to roll it out. That's when it comes out. And if not, we push it.
And we really trust that the thing that's like, if somehow for one reason that idea is not evolving, we really trust the other's opinions, because if it's not evolving, because it's not good. It's not good. So that's pretty. And one thing is the other amazing thing, and I have a whole part of my social media life that I'm doing alone, and it's becoming much more boring because it is with these guys that I have feedback that we're building things like that is pretty interesting.
And we've done that intentionally. I mean, since the beginning, one of our goals was to make it its own thing, but also one that supports everything else that we do and helps us kind of learn more from each other in the space rather than just, hey, let's do the show. I mean,
and it's funny because whenever there is a way that we're not talking the three of us, is because we worry about someone. It was like no, he's too quiet. Oh my gosh, I need to call him.
We've had those conversations more than
every week.
He's too quiet.
I was in the bathroom.
Oh, there's something about him.
It's
my
been
gosh.
7 minutes.
I will tell you a nice story.
I'm backed up.
And
that's never good.
And we always when we say that we're messaging each other, it's like this is the group that I have the record of messages being sent. It's myself, Collin, and Jason, and then I sent a graph of my diets of how I'm losing weight. Okay, I sent it. Was quiet, and then I gave right after that I gave an idea of the eat it segment. Okay, and then just and I just said it. I just teased. I said we do have a new segment, and then Jason just put his comment: biggest loser.
And I realized Carlos had no idea that was a TV show in the U.S.
And I just said, "Wow, someone is in a bad mood." And just right away, it just said, "No. It is because of."
I don't think I weighed in. I think I let it sit for a bit, didn't I?
No. You said like this. I'm trying to compliment you. Then I said, "Whoop." I think I need to Google that.
Try and smooth it over.
It was funny.
I think actually my initial reaction, I won't say what my initial reaction to your chart was that you said this, but
no, it was that.
No, it was something else. Because it was the week before. Anyway.
Okay.
We don't have a trouble like telling each other. Yeah, they were like, yeah, that's
not good.
Right. But it's okay because we can improve it too.
Yeah.
It's an iterative process, and it's there isn't any ego tied around ideas. I think somebody comes up with an idea.
I guess that like just to bank on that, what Jason's saying that, yeah, like it's not, nobody owns it per se, so it's like nobody's really that upset about it. I mean, if it doesn't look the way we want it to, we just keep working on it until it does.
Right, and if it goes well, we all take credit for it, and if it doesn't, we say, "I told you so."
And they blame.
You have to pin it on someone when it goes wrong.
It never happened, and we never heard that.
I go through a lot of Teflon.
I think that's the thing. You can get so many ideas, and you try and perfect it, but sometimes you just have to run with it and see where it goes.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So I've got a fun question for you.
I'm scared.
Do any of you have any party tricks?
No.
Party tricks, like can I dislocate my shoulder or something?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got loads of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, tell us more.
About my party tricks?
Yeah.
Party tricks.
Well, I used to do
It
magic.
doesn't translate clearly.
I play guitar. That's
What do you
it.
mean by party tricks? Do you mean like?
So, like, is there
Give
something
me an
that,
example.
like I can twist my tongue both ways really fast?
Oh yeah.
So, like, that's my party trick. I'll just go.
Yeah. I can.
No, I cannot mention that
That really
right
doesn't
now.
bode well for a podcast, does it?
Yeah, sorry to anyone who's listening to the podcast.
I can flip my eyelids inside out. I
Oh, sure.
I don't want to see that. No, don't want to see that.
I can V my tongue. I
Okay,
can
do
spin
the
my wrist
eyelids.
around.
So
Do the
Jason
eyelid
left
one?
the circus
I got
at
all
some
sorts
point.
of. I can cut my thumb off like that. I can
Do the eyelid one.
No, don't do
remember.
that.
No.
No, I'm not doing the eyelid one now. It
Why?
requires copious amounts of alcohol to do the.
Okay,
to do that.
okay,
You
okay.
can't-
Okay, fair.
That's more like a nomad lounge trick. You can't do
That's
that.
also
More
another
fun when he's
moment where
loaded.
you put in the disclaimer. Anyone driving and listening to podcasts all the time who's been distracted to such an extent that they have a car accident, we accept no
We are not
responsibility.
liable.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah. We got
And we
lots of-
really hope
Collin,
you are.
Carlos, do you have a party trick that you
I
guys
got
do?
nothing.
No,
I'm less than
I-
useless once you get me
No,
off the
it-
golf course or out from behind a computer screen.
Usually, I'm pretty quiet on parties. So
I'm one of those people literally parties drain me of so much energy. Like once I'm there, when I'm done after, like you'll see me, I'm the one that just kind of disappears mid party. It's like, where'd he go? Oh, he's done. He's done. He can't do it anymore.
I'm sorry.
Like,
You say hello, grab a drink, and I'm off.
exactly. I'll be outside.
Whereas I kind of think Carlos is a different one. He'd be at the party and they'd be complaining about the music, and then I'll be going telling the DJ what he needs to play. You know,
oh
to
yes,
engage.
definitely. I would
Yeah,
be.
that's yeah. I can imagine that.
That definitely. I'm that one.
Carlos
You
is
don't wanna
the guy.
play-
Carlos is the person. He's going to make sure. He's the one that gives me anxiety at a party because he's going to try to make sure that everybody's having a good time. He's gonna kind of be like the border collie, kind of just like running around, essentially sort of making sure that everybody like check. I got check on this. Are you good? You having a good time? You having a good? You need more food. You need more food. Let me check on the food. Let me check on. You want more wine? You need more wine? We got to open another bottle of wine. We got to. He's like oh right. But then I get anxiety because I'm like I don't think he's having any fun. I don't think he's like are you having fun?
And then I'm standing in the corner talking to one person and only one person. And you'll know it's the only one I like that's there.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Fair. That was my question. I just was curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only Jason. Nice.
I think they've got tricks. They're just not sharing.
The ones that the ones that I have, I cannot tell.
Okay, there it is.
Nice.
There's another layer
Of
there.
course he does. Yeah, dude's got tricks.
Everyone. And with all the setup and everything that you do for the shows, is there anything special, software, cameras, anything you use to set up, or how long does it take to prepare?
So the cameras, since I'm the camera guy, I'll let Carlos answer the rest of it. But I think last I heard, I think we're using Sony A6400, 6800, and then I'm on an A7 III. I think we're all Mac users. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Carlos, software.
Software usually for we use Ecamm as the base for the distribution of the show and the production switch. Whenever we do dual broadcasting, we use a Restream as a distributor for two, and I do have the Restream, the option that can go up to 5 different outlets. The last four shows we did straight to Facebook, and we're still testing and evaluating everything that we're doing there. That's why, for instance, the last 2 ones we did not have the ability to have comments on the on the screen. But basically, yeah. And for lights, each one choose the way that it puts the lights. I do have Elgato light. The one that I'm just using a Elgato light in front of me. For the show, usually I put some lights in the back also, and that's it. And the Sony 6400 here with a Sigma lens that is kind of open to blurry the background.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know that I have any. I literally have the same camera that Carlos, because that's what he told me to get.
Oh, so we all on the same mic.
I have the same Sigma lens because that's what he told me to get. And I think the only difference is that,
as you can tell, Jason's a kind of a blunt instrument when it says to buy things. Here, this is a good one. Buy this. He'll order it about 5 minutes later.
That I don't use. Yes, I do. And, yeah.
And there's another thing. For the switch of the show, I do have a Stream Deck.
The Elgato.
The Elgato Stream Deck. Then you just click on the bottoms here to change. You program everything with Ecamm. Then it's just a click and it goes to the next scene or overlay of video, and makes a lot easier.
And Elgato makes
when it works.
Elgato makes a version for the iPad as well. So it's not as expensive because it's just the software. It's not. You don't get the satisfaction of a button that you feel like under your finger, like Carlos likes.
And it's jelly. Jelly.
Yeah, he likes the jelly thing. It's kind of weird. It's an obsession, really.
But
you can get that too if you're, which on like an iPad Pro can be quite nice.
It's true. It's true.
And
I think mics we all use.
And Ben,
I'm looking at it because to figure out what it actually says. It's Audio Technica AT2020, I think. I think that's what we all use. The XLR version.
With the Focusrite.
Ben. Ben, I just saw Jason's comment on the name there, Jason the Wise.
The Wise.
I don't. They assign these to me. I don't. As we go along, I don't know.
But Ben, the only thing that we did totally. No, it's not totally different. We're different, but when we did the Word Domination show,
was a lot of cameras. Yeah,
that was a lot of pre-production effort. Actually, took the whole afternoon doing that. And then we use different things there, everything plug in different ways in computers. And then we have also the Mevo camera. The Mevo camera that we used to get the wider shot that took us, as showing the backstage. And we have a nice nickname for that camera. The Mevo camera we call the Bunda camera. Okay.
Don't ask where that came from.
and all the ones that know Portuguese will understand that. But the Mevo camera is a little camera that's used for NVI broadcasting, for wireless broadcasting. It's pretty neat. And good resolution. But that day took us like the whole afternoon to prepare.
It was a while.
But usually
the amount of things we had plugged in for that.
But for the regular show, it's usually it takes like 20 minutes to set up. It is pretty fast.
So I remember that obviously we've had all you guys on individually because you all do your own individual things. But obviously you're together in After Hours. So how did that come about? How did you guys start After Hours and come together?
We had there was a special vocational option that we had, and we could have done cooking, but we
community service really.
Yeah. Right. I mean, prison was really just a kind of a holding thing. But once we were on parole,
it was nothing.
It was part of our probationary.
We can't admit what we did.
Right. No. Right. We can't talk about that Discovery Island thing.
No, I don't want my annual pass revoked. That wasn't us.
Sammie, actually, something like a year ago, we had the opportunity to travel together. We went to we had this summit in San Diego called Social Media Marketing World, and we. Actually, in order to go there, we said, Jason came with the idea to say, why don't we go 2 days before we go to Disneyland? And so, and I only met Jason twice before. And the first time I met Jason and Collin was in October 2019 in a Momentum weekend with Lou Mongello. And then after that, we had dinner in the Flying Fish.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a quick one that I run into you.
Well, no, don't talk about that.
I run into you in one of Lou's meet parties.
The one with jeans? No, not talking about that.
No, I'm talking about the one in Epcot that
What about our other dinner? What about our Italian dinner?
Oh yes, you should. Oh, there was a lot of one.
The one where I sang.
You two are so cute.
The one we danced.
We're glossing over the singing.
No, we had the photo.
You didn't
together.
mention that in the party tricks moment.
And we were dancing, yeah. And then we went. So and Collin actually, Collin I only met.
Yeah, I had only met Carlos once before we went.
And then we went to Disneyland, but we went from each different ways. I got there the same day that Collin got, but was late at night. And the next day, I met Collin in Disneyland Park. And a few hours later, Jason showed up. And in 15 minutes, I'll tell you the truth. In 15 minutes, we were like this. We were like this.
Pretty much.
Were like this. In 15 minutes, we were like this. And then after that, the pandemic, all the whole world went crazy, and Collin was the one who suggested the.
Yeah, we figured we needed to do something. There was some kind of.
I mean, I was already doing something, but
yeah, it's
we
were all kind of already doing something.
We were doing something.
It was one of those things. Is like it was kind of an opportunity. There was kind of a blend there, and it made sense to do it. And it was kind of we agreed at the beginning.
Your idea originally was to do but your original idea was to do something on Instagram Live. Remember
was it?
Yes, I have I save these things. Oh, I remember. My job is I'm the guy that remembers.
No, you just write it down so you can't forget.
I can't remember. I can't remember people's names or what I had for dinner yesterday, but I can remember the stuff that you said. So no, but it was a brilliant idea. It was like, but then it evolved.
Well, it wasn't feasible at that time because Instagram you could only do 2 people, and that only changed like a week ago
when we did it right away.
And we tried it, yeah.
But I think and then it just kind of quickly. I mean, I would say over the course of like a week, it evolved into this bigger thing. And I remember the night we were talking about it, and I think the question came up of like, well, when should we do it? And I remember saying like 2 weeks, right? Really, we're like 2.
Yeah. We'll
done
figure it
no
out,
work.
like,
we didn't even have a logo, nothing.
Yeah,
and we're like nothing. 2 weeks because my point was if we don't just do it.
And it was we had more time than we ever would to be at home and doing
just
things.
Got to do it. And it does look. I mean, you watch the first one again, and it kind of looks like we
rough.
did it in 2 weeks. Yeah.
But you got started, and that's the main thing.
That's right.
But the way that it evolved, if you start to take a look how we evolved from the first one to the point we are now, it was pretty fast. It was pretty fast. So there was something that right away we could say, that's something special there. We need to focus and pay attention, and because this is still that everybody asks me, what about what you do alone? I love what I do with Ponto Miami and Ponto Orlando, but if I need to choose, I will stick with these 2 guys.
No,
no, it is, but that is promising.
I mean, it's a fair statement, I think, for many of us.
Yeah,
I mean, we have our things that we do, but it's just kind of the fun thing.
I'd give up after hours.
I'm not sure. Where do you
see it going in the future? Do you have a vision of where it's going to go in the future? I mean, obviously without Jason now, he said that, but is it got a future plan, or is it you just winging it and waiting to see where it evolves to?
I don't really know how much we want to say
tell
up front.
I'll be completely honest with you. Like it's a little bit of both. It
has been discussed, and it's part of the reason we had the vision that we did. Yeah,
there's a difference, but I think there's a difference between what we do with the show and what we do as a group. I think we're always looking for opportunities to not just improve the show, but also and to reach new audiences and stuff, because I think that I think it's important for people to like-minded people to get together and just have fun, and not take themselves too seriously. even in the midst of serious things. And we're always looking for opportunities for the three of us to work together on more stuff, not just sort of personally, but also, professionally too. Yeah. And we are, it's top of mind in terms of looking for opportunities to do these things together, as well as looking for ways to help one another's individual projects.
Yep.
Right. And so there's this it's a lot of, so that is the strategy. And I know it's not much of a strategy, but the strategy is we're always looking for ways to plus it for each other and together, and also and it's kind of an organic process because of that. But it's not, I don't think it would be I think we're telling too much to say that we really are looking to do, to kind of take the message and the show to as many people as we can.
Yeah, there's kind of an expansion plan of sorts for things that we'd like to do.
Yeah, like a show that's not in the middle of the night for us.
That's not get crazy, Claire.
But saying that, Claire, this week it'll be fine because of the time difference. It's only 4 hours.
You get 2 weeks
that's midnight
every year.
No, that's
midnight, not 1 o'clock.
Right now is way past my bedtime. It's 10 to 11. I should be in bed.
But the truth is that
you can go to join us.
There's for us there's a clear understanding that even having after hours as a priority, all the success that we have in our individual efforts will actually help after hours a lot.
And we're willing to pass that information around. I mean, if one of us is doing something that works, we're willing to tell the other person and say, hey, this worked, let's try it. Let's try it for after hours, but also you might as well try it for your own stuff too, because, hey, it's working for me, it might work for you. I mean, we have that conversation probably at least twice a week.
And
for various topics.
It's not unlike the Avengers. Right, like we have, like each Avenger has their individual. Speak for yourself, buddy. We each of us have like our thing, right? Each of us have, and it stands on its own. But then we come together to do this, and some of that gets interweaved.
Yeah, there's crossover learning opportunities all the time.
But we're never. And I remember being, quite straightforward with Collin and Carlos about this in the beginning when I said, I'm all for doing this and I want to make it a really, really good show, but I also need to be clear that I'm developing here with the Magics and stuff, and that's going to continue to grow and that's how we are. I mean, that's how we've been with all of the guy for WW, with Ponto Orlando and Ponto Miami and Ponto UK and Ponto Spain and Ponto Italy and all the Pontos
coming soon.
Right. We thought rebranding it Ponto Global.
Ponto Manchester. I think that's kind of the beauty, because so that dovetails with the way we approach the show.
Yep.
So because it isn't hyperbole when we say that we don't actually get caught up in the ego around the development of ideas and things. We definitely are honest about how we think of certain things, but then we all join together to make it better. So you've
given me
nice.
a fab question to ask. If you could be one of the Avengers, which Avenger would you choose?
Ooh.
Does Iron Man still count?
Yeah.
He's dead.
He's dead. But
past, present.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, past, present, which Avenger would you be if you could be any Avenger?
Probably Iron Man.
Yeah, who wouldn't be? I don't know. He's kind of a.
That's the fun part, though.
Though. It's
got a lot of money, a lot of tech.
Not fun in the head, though.
I was always a Captain America fan. Could be Captain America, probably. I know that. Well, he does. He has special powers. So
could be big shield.
Yes.
Jason, just you left to pick.
He thinks about this stuff way too hard.
I don't. Yeah, because you know why? Because I think about the downside as well, and I think of the entire story arc, which.
He's so positive.
I think that probably the character I most identify with, and I've never said this before, but it just came to mind. I think it would be Ant-Man. I think I'd be Ant-Man.
That's for a different reason.
I'm surprised.
Or just Black Widow, because then I could just stand in the mirror. Let's stay in front of the mirror all day. Like
Fair.
that would.
Thank you for answering my question.
You're welcome. I'm not allowed to say Batman, obviously.
No.
Wrong universe.
Is it though? I don't know if it operates in a separate universe. We don't know.
Don't know. Until Disney by DC.
Yeah, we don't know.
Give them time.
Yeah.
It's the next on the list.
Yeah.
Was it
Has
DC
there
and
ever been- has
DreamWorks
there
the only
ever
thing
been a-
that's left for them to buy?
In the comics, has there ever been a DC Marvel mashup?
Yes.
I think there has.
Yes,
then
there
they are
was.
the same universe.
Yeah.
There was, I think, Spider-Man with Superman, I think.
Oh.
Yes, I think so.
Do you know something? That's a whole other show.
Pretty much.
And I think, do you know something? I think if we wrap up now, this would be the most marvelous podcast
See what you
in
did there.
2 hours and 20 minutes, and we can still have you back on again. Well, all good things come to an end, or so I'm told. Time has flown, and it has been an absolute blast. And I thank the three of you for joining us tonight. It's been absolutely superb. But this is a chance to let everyone listening know where they can catch you to check out your content, where they can catch you online. And it's a shameless plug-in opportunity. So Carlos, I'll let you go first.
Now, I will plug in. Actually, one thing that we're doing that we're starting to build up content much more now is for our Instagram profile and for Afterhours Instagram profile, which is and it's easy to find the profile because it's not related to Afterhours. It's the name of the profile is Go With Us Live. Go With Us Live.
One. Yeah.
Yes, and so you can and what we're doing now is that we're starting to put much more and more our segments, the show segments, in little pieces in that profile, and you can watch in IGTV, for instance. So if you take the top three and you start to just edit what Jason says, you're going to have from one that is for 40 minutes, it goes to 4 minutes.
That's all an enormous amount of time.
Yes.
I've already seen that on Instagram today, and I'm not big on Instagram, but it's a marvelous way of just sort of dropping in on After Hours. And I've also noticed that you've done it with YouTube as well. And I think that again, I think shows when you're talking about how your plans for the show is constantly evolving.
Yep.
I can, already, just in the past couple of days, you can see how your thoughts for the future are already out there. So I hope anyone listening can just go and check it out. So that's your Instagram. Collin, what do you want to plug? Go on, shamelessly.
So for me, usually the simplest thing is at Guide for WDW anywhere. The site's guide4wdw.com. Check it out. That's the main thing. I won't have too many shameless things here, but I do sell some prints as well.
I'll shamelessly plug all of the photographs you put on Instagram.
Well, thank you.
I really will, because that's one of my little enjoyment parts of actually being on Instagram. Because I still, as Sammie will tell you, I think I've done Twitter. I think I've ticked Twitter off the list. Instagram,
yeah, I'm there with you.
Instagram's sort of a bit iffy, and I'll come to Jason in a moment as regarding my progress on Facebook. Because I'm getting there a little bit, but I need to sort of must do better, I think, is the description. But your photographs, Collin, on Instagram,
thank you.
I agree.
Absolutely superb.
It's a lot of fun to be able to have a place to share them with people that get it. And if you not be able to be there as much as you'd like to be, it's a good way for me to kind of share what I enjoy doing, probably the most out of anything I do, to be quite honest. But I do have a kind of a new plan that's developing for Instagram that may involve some other friends along the way. So we'll see what that becomes, but that should be starting actually sooner rather than later. I got to figure out what I'm going to call it though. So
that's quite the tease.
Yeah.
So isn't it just?
A little bit.
Now, Jason, for those listening on the podcast, has already changed his name to Here with the Magic.
Well, I thought it would be appropriate.
Shamelessly plugging. Go on,
the show. Right. I can be found on all the various platforms at Here with the Magic. So first and foremost, the videos, which is sort of the core of everything, is there's 100 plus videos now available, sort of celebrating the quiet moments of joy throughout Walt Disney World and Disneyland and Alani, and I know, sorry, Claire. And you can find that at youtube.com/Here with the Magic. Similar on Instagram, it's at Here with the Magic. And there's something new coming. I've been teasing this a little bit. Something new is coming as of April 5th, which marks and it's only on Instagram. And it's something that happens every day. So that's fun. And these guys have no idea what it is, which is cool.
Actually, I do, because somebody told on you.
Oh, darn! Those moles! It's like leaks like a sieve. What did they say about those lips? And over on, and then on, it's April 5th is the day that we're launching it, because that is the 1 year anniversary of the lunch break, which it's hard to imagine we've been doing for a year now. It started kind of in the midst of COVID, shut down, lockdown, for the 16 minutes that we were locked down in Florida. And
a whole 3 weeks.
And I do that, as you guys know. And John, thank you for, I know, inching your way into Facebook to participate in that sometimes. That is, you can go to herewiththemagiclive.com on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at what would be 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah. Which is a much more reasonable hour, I hear.
It's rather pleasant. I would also warn sort of people who are listening to the Great British Mickey Waffle. In fact, please don't just put your foot down that little bit quicker on the way home from work, because you're desperate to. I end up sort of coming at the show, and for whatever reason, it's either 12 minutes past 5, 15 minutes past 5, and you feel tremendously bad because you missed it. But the community there is such where no matter what time you drop in, it's never late. And do you know something? It's always such a delight from this side of the Atlantic to just see the place that we all love and we all yearn to return to, and to see it live and to just soak up the atmosphere. Like we talked earlier about the new Epcot music, and just being able to be part of that. It's so special, and I've got to say a big thank you for that, Jason.
Thank you. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you guys.
Yeah.
No, it's really a pleasure, and it's so important, I think, to share. I mean, that's what we're all doing, and what you guys are doing is to share our love for these spaces and subjects, and to bring the community together. And I think one of the most amazing things that's happened over the past year, in the midst of all this terrible stuff, has been, I think, the growth and the interweaving of these communities. Yeah, it's really special. It's really special what we've seen happen. So thank you guys for the opportunity to be part of your community. And I fell in love with you guys the first episode I listened to. So it was really wonderful.
It has been a journey though, and that's the lovely part about it, and for all the fact that and I will get the bit in, Claire, just to add a little bit of, for all the ribbing that Claire gets, and all the fact that Claire is the butt of an awful lot of your jokes.
Oh, you should see who starts those fights.
You are also the butt of a whole lot of ours as well. I'll put it on two sort of footing. It's a third footing, really. So, but yeah, a massive thank you, and equally, just thanks for joining us for this show. It's been brilliant, and as always, thanks to everyone for listening to us, for watching us on YouTube. You can always find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at GB Mickey Waffle, and our YouTube channel, which is the Great British Mickey Waffle. And you can also get in touch with us by email at waffleon@gbmickeywaffle.com, which I think is the greatest email address known to mankind. And we're on all the usual podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and our brand new website as well, where you can just one click and you can get onto any of our socials, and you can go and find all of our previous shows as well. And that's www.gbmickeywaffle.com. If you're listening for the first time, we'd love it if you could like and subscribe. so you don't miss out on any of the fun things that we've got coming up. We've got loads. And just thank you for joining us, which just leaves us with our own shameless plug of our own, because we are live every Wednesday night on YouTube at 8 p.m. UK time, which in the US will be really it's about
It's difficult.
It's 3 o'clock in
It
the
is a difficult
afternoon.
time.
This is our revenge. Our revenge for keeping us
I
up
know.
late.
I
We'll
know.
drop into your afternoons and so on. And then we are also going to be live for our Wafflers Assemble show on the 16th of April, which is I think is the one that between all of the Wafflers we've grown to actually really enjoy and actually really sort of reel ourselves in a little bit so that Sammie doesn't swear and actually we're all on our best behaviour. But that's the 16th of April. There's only one more thing and we'll finish it as we always do. Waffle on.
Waffle on.